Hey, South Asia Valorant players, I'm Sean Garris.
It's Kusta.
And Michael from Genji Valorant here with some really exciting news.
We have teamed up with LG Ultragear and the Esports Club for Season 2 of the Gauntlet.
The winner of Tec Gauntlet Season 2 will receive an exclusive one-on-one mentoring session with our Valorant team to help identify areas of improvement in their game to prepare for a higher level of gameplay.
In addition to that, we're going to be reacting to some of the top plays throughout this competition. Guys, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, so make sure you don't miss out on this. Good luck to everyone competing from everyone here at Genji Valorant.
Well. Good evening there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the LG Ultragear Tec Gauntlet Season 2 powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon. I'm your Assassin 47 on the desk. With me is Floki, and here we are for yet another set of insane games. Floki, how are you doing?
Doing just fine. Very excited to see Force One going up against True Rippers. Just a bit of a sad note today because one of these teams is going to be eliminated. So that is a little bit disheartening, but hey, it is what it is. And, may the best team win.
To that, I mean, for the first set of games, we have Force One going up against the side of True Rippers. For the 8 p.m. match, though, we have Enigma Gaming going up against the side of Global Esports. So that is going to be one game that we are all so much looking forward to, because Enigma Gaming going up against the side of Global Esports. We started off with the playoffs with Global Esports versus the side of Velocity Gaming, and that was one banger for sure. Now, Enigma Gaming, we know for sure that they have had a couple of roster changes here and there, and it's going to be truly insane to see what exactly is going to happen to them against the side of Global Esports. Global Esports, well, they did not have the best of the start for the Gauntlet Season 2 playoffs, as they did lose against the side of Velocity Gaming. But it's all good. I mean, they still are in the lower brackets, and we are going to be seeing them go up against the side of Enigma Gaming. Whether or not they're going to achieve victory over there is going to be a question. But Floki, what do you think about the games for today?
Oh boy, I mean, Force One versus True Rippers, of course. This is going to be interesting. A team that has been knocking on, the doors of Tier 1 for a while now, Force One, going up against True Rippers, just trying to make a name for themselves, just trying to get ahead in the playoffs. But every single time they make it here, it's always the first few games that seem to get the better of them. In a way, True Rippers still has a lot to prove. They really want to go up against the best and, start taking maps off them and start looking like a team that can really contend for that top spot. But they just haven't gotten to that point yet. Force One still stands in their way. Force One, on the other hand, they've shown that they are a top-tier contender. They want to go out there. They want to go against the likes of Velocity and Global. They want to be that grand finale team. But it just doesn't seem like it's gonna happen if they're gonna start losing in these sorts of situations. EXO did manage to 2-1 them. The one map they did win was Haven, so I'm gonna be very, very surprised if Haven actually slips through. I wouldn't be too unhappy just to see the side of True Rippers ban it out and be like, okay, you know what? Let's just not deal with Haven. Let's just take it to Ascent or take it to some other map that Force One might be a little bit less comfortable with, a little bit less privy to, and hopefully that can give the side of True Rippers the edge.
Definitely. Before getting into all the specifics, let's quickly move in over towards the MVP standings and take a quick look at what are the players that are currently standing at the top of the WD Black MVP standing. So it is going to be SK Rossi, by the way. That massive performance against the side of Velocity Gaming, who is still standing on that first position. Look at that KDA, man. Like, Loki.
Insane.
Damn.
Yeah.
I mean, more than that, in terms of the KD, right? You can also see Raw Fuel is the one who is actually leading the charts. Like 34 kills, 324 deaths. Insane performance coming out from him.
Absolutely. I mean, I think both Raw Fuel and SK Rossi have just been really instrumental to the team's success. And I think SK Rossi probably, the super kid that everyone looks up to and everyone looks to, pull a rabbit out of the hat when it's most needed. And he delivers. He delivers in rounds that they have absolutely no business winning. Just him being himself adds so much to the team. But even Raw Fuel, Paradox, and Knight Rider, these guys are all the star fraggers of their team. And when you go to the playoffs, the pressure just starts building up, and you're in the spot where it's do or die, right? If you miss that shot, if you do not perform as well as you did in the group stage, then this is it for you. This is when their mettle is truly tested. And I'm really curious to see how Knight Rider and Paradox deliver today, because they're both on the MVP standings and they're both going against each other. If you look at their stats,
the best part is all 4 teams, right, for the day are there on the MVP standings. We've got Global, we've got Enigma, we've got Force One, we've got True Rippers. So I don't know if it's a coincidence or Illuminati much, but anyways, we've got all 4 of these teams, all 4 of these players on the MVP standings are going to be going up against each other. And it's truly going to be an insane one, because we've got Knight Rider going up against the side of Paradox for the first match, and then we're going to be seeing SK Rossi going up against the side of Raw Fuel for the second game. So it truly is going to be exciting, by the way, because everything just aligns, and we are absolutely ready to see what the side of True Rippers are going to do against the side of Force One. Now, Force One, they themselves they really don't have the best of the records, but they did make their way in towards the playoffs. And interestingly, we are about to move in over towards the bracket. So let's take a quick look at how exactly things are over there. So yesterday, we've had some amazing set of matches, and we have got a fair share of teams who moved ahead into the upper brackets in the next stage. And we have teams who drop down over towards the lower bracket. So Floki, I want to ask you this. Now that we are doing the lower bracket games today, Enigma versus Global for 8 p.m. versus the side of True Rippers for the 4 p.m. game.
You were waiting for this one, weren't you?
Sorry?
You were waiting for this one, weren't you? Just to put me in that spot. Okay.
I mean, not really, but at the same time, I just wanted to, I wanted to know what exactly do you think is going to happen, and, get a little bit of an idea as to who exactly is going to move and who exactly is going to get kicked out.
Okay, if I was still the starry-eyed kid I was about 5 years ago, I'd tell you that Enigma have a good shot at taking this one. But just having seen so many tournaments and seeing how confidence plays out, I'm pretty sure Global are aware that their loss against Velocity was a little bit self-caused. They did get a little bit carried away in the way they were playing after that explosive start they had on Bind. The lead just sort of whittled away little by little, and I think Global Esports know that it was really more of their own doing than anything else. Just knowing that you were responsible for your loss and it's not the other team that, or at least you think that it's not the other team that was actually better than you, it gives you sort of a mental edge, right? Enigma, on the other hand, they went up against Valor. Valor is a team that did manage to beat out Velocity early in the group stage, and now we get to see that rematch. So yeah, I'm excited to see how that one goes too. But Enigma probably going to be in that spot where they're thinking, okay, we got beaten by Valor. Valor beat Velocity. Should we be feeling comfortable with this? Are we still good enough to beat GE? That doubt still must be ringing in the back of your mind. So just going off of pure confidence alone, I'd say Global Esports. But then even if I were to have seen Global just take a harrowing loss against Velocity, I'd still say Global Esports, because let's be real, it's global esports. It's SK Rossi, it's the boys, Lightning, Fast, Kappa, everyone. They're all damn good in these sorts of situations. And when it's lower bracket, when it's do or die, those guys have the experience. They've been there and they know what it's like. So yeah, I'm guessing they're gonna win this one.
I mean, definitely. Global esports have proved themselves time and time again. And we are going to be discussing quite a lot about global esports at Enigma Gaming at the 8 p.m. game. For now, the match at hand is going to be Force One versus the Saratore per Esports. So, yeah, let's move on over towards the team intros, by the way. Let's start off with the side of Team True Ripper Esports. Because why not? Team True Ripper Esports, we know for a fact that they've got an amazing roster. And yeah, Team True Ripper Esports, they've got quite a young, I don't know how I should put it, but
a young
in a way,
roster?
it's like a young and a very active and an enthusiast roster, right? Where all of these players are just an absolute killing machine. Every single one of them have really good aim, and in terms of their entire strategy, is where they sometimes lack against these better teams who have better strategy and a better game plan. But True Ripper Esports, in terms of aim and general game sense, these guys are just deadly, and they've got some of the best support players as well, in my opinion, in the country as far as the scene is concerned right now.
Oh yeah.
Relic, Crosshair, these guys are just amazing support players, and I want your opinions as well on the Saratro Rippers.
I mean, I wholeheartedly agree with you. And I think an analogy that you might find useful in this sort of situation is, if you watch cricket and you know who Saurav Ganguly is, TR sort of reminds me of that era, where you've got all these young, a little bit inexperienced players, but players who have ideas about the game. They have some understanding, and they want to try and test that against some of these better teams. At times they might get back, but at times they might just show that the older and the more experienced folk don't know everything there is to know about Valorant. So True Rippers really fall into that niche for me. I feel like these guys, they yet to get that first big win to really showcase that what their ideas about the game and their approach is solid. But apart from that, I definitely think these guys have the confidence to pull off an upset of sorts. Now, if just to make sure, just to play the devil's advocate and just to make sure that I'm giving the other team a fair chance to, Force One are very experienced when it comes to the lower bracket run. We all remember what happened last time around. We all remember that lower bracket run where they almost made it to the grand finals. It was just that one final boss that they could not beat. And in the end, they ended up falling in the lower bracket final. So you have to remember that and keep that in the back of your mind. Going up against a team like that, True Rippers, this really reminds me of India versus Australia for some reason, and Ganguly's leadership when they had a bunch of Australian players just coming out and starting to taunt all the players on the Indian cricket team, and Ganguly decided to dish a little bit back to them. And I think this is what it's going to be like. I feel like True Rippers, they really need to step it up today and just sort of give the side of Force One a taste of their own medicine, because they are a little cocky. They do tend to get ahead of themselves. They do try to be a little bit aggressive when they know that they have psychologically beaten the other team. So yeah, I'm hoping to see True Ripper sort of combat that and be steadfast and some dish it out back to.
But again, it is very, very important for the side of Force One Esports as well to have a really good run throughout this season 2 playoffs. Because a little bit of a rumor flying around here and there, and Force One Esports, they definitely need to have a really good run throughout season 2 playoffs. Just set a really, really good example when they are in the organization till now, Force One Esports. And anyways, let's just move over towards the player spotlight brought to you by AMD Ryzen Radio for the Saratore per Esports, and take a look at who exactly is going to be on the spotlight today. It's going to be Master. Wow. By the way, a little bit of a transition for the Saratore per Esports as well, right? Now that they have put Master on the support, he is playing Sage nowadays. He used to be a Phoenix main. He used to play as a duelist for the Saratore Rippers when they had like a 2 duelist composition.
Yes, I remember.
But now they completely have a little bit of a change. Master has gone back to the support role. We see one tap guard on the Reyna or sometimes even the Jet. Depends on what him and Paradox have agreed upon certain maps. But yeah, Master, I feel as if even on that support role, he does a really, really good job when it comes to balancing the support role and as well as the role in the fragging department, right? So if you take a look at the stats, 228 kills, 211 deaths, 101 assists, and an ACS of 197. For a Sage player, that is just a little bit too much, don't you think?
Absolutely. And these are all pure impact frags, by the way, right? These are not, if you see Master playing that Sage and he's I mean, sure, like some of these skills are going to be from the time when he was a duelist, but other times when you're playing those sentinels like the Sage and Cage and you're holding down the side by yourself, every kill you have is an impact. Like, you're just in that position where, you're supposed to hold that side down, make sure that you take out as many players as possible, make the retake easier for your team. And, Master, he seems to be delivering on that front. So I'm quite happy that he's made this transition. And in general, I feel like Valorant does favor defensive comps a little bit more. There's always that extra potential to throw a lurk around because when you have a double initiator setup, it's kind of obvious what you're going to do, right? You're going to try and take some sort of early skirmish, some sort of early fight, just look to get any sort of meaningful advantage in terms of numbers, information, whatever it is. And once you have that, you're going to explode onto the side with your utility and you're going to make it very straightforward with your approach. Double Sentinels, on the other hand, you require to be a little bit more thoughtful, a little bit more aware, and sort of just requires you to do a bit more homework and really reading your opponents, being on that same mental plane as the enemy captain, and thinking to yourself, okay, if I were in his shoes, what would I do now? What would my setup look like? And then guiding your players off that. So, I think that could work for True Rippers because they do have a lot of intelligent players on their team. It's just that lack of a strong, experienced voice that seems to be, really hampering them and their rate of success over here.
Completely. I mean, also the best part is that True Rippers, we did talk about this, right? They have an amazing set of support players in their team who, by their incredible setups, do give the side of True Rippers an edge over their opponents when it comes down to their defense rounds. So, True Rippers, I've said this time and time again, even though Icebox, we have seen this happen from the side of True Rippers, by the way. Even though Icebox is an attacker-sided map, the maximum number of rounds that Team True Rippers have gained against their opponents is on their defense. It's like for True Rippers, Icebox is a defender-sided map. I mean, every single map is a defender-sided map for them.
Yep.
They've got some amazing supports, and as you rightfully stated as well, Valorant sometimes does give that advantage for the defensive comms. So I feel as if True Rippers, if they could just, work a little bit more on that attack. Now, I completely understand because of this entire support kind of a system coming out in their entire composition. They have to sacrifice on a duelist or two. Sometimes they're just running Paradox on the Jet. Even One Tap God is playing a support. So sometimes the attack isn't the best. But yeah, True Rippers, if they can be shut down on their defense, I feel like Force One Esports definitely are going to have a clear win against the side of True Rippers. Speaking of Force One, let's move it over towards their team spotlight. Their team intro is ready. We're going to be taking a quick look at their roster, Floki. And I want your thoughts on the side of Force One because I'm pretty sure that you have got a lot to say.
Force One, if you've been following them since the old days, I think they're the players have stuck together for a very long time since the days of Far Esports. I'm pretty sure you'll recognize all of these names: Shivy, Knight Rider, Rafa, Scargod, RVK, all of these guys. They've just been together. They've just been together for so long that they've developed that synergy that other teams might lack when they make those roster shuffles. And that's one of the bigger things too to consider is that when you are undergoing a roster swap, you're basically trying to trade teamwork for higher individual prowess. Do you have a way to integrate that individual prowess? And if the answer is no, if you don't think you're going to be able to integrate him into your lineup fairly easily, then there's not really a lot of point doing a roster shuffle, right? Just keep working on it as a team, get better as a team. And sure, your individual skill might be a little bit lackluster compared to others, but over time it gets better. That's not the case for Force One. I'm not trying to say that individually these guys are not skilled. These guys are some of the most individually skilled players there are. But the question is, does them sticking around for such a long time give them an edge over teams like True Rippers and other folks who tend to go roster shuffles and tend to just swap out rosters when things start to take a turn for the worse and the road starts getting a little bit rough. And when you consider that, the answer is that, well, Force One is obviously going to be that stronger team because they've been around together, they've practiced a lot more, they've played with each other, and they've always got Wonder Boy, Knight Rider, and RVK at their disposal. So they've got that individual star fragging power as well. You're backed up by very selfless duelists like Rafa, and you've got yourself someone like Scargod who's more than happy to lap up his duelist mistakes and be like, okay, you know what, you screwed up, I'm going to capitalize on that, give them that false sense of security, and sort of make our own highlight reel for myself. You've got a very solid lineup because Shivy is a brilliant initiator. You've got yourself Knight Rider, who's a brilliant Jet player. Scargod is a brilliant omen when need be. Every single player on their team just has so much to bring to the table. It's just about whose day is it.
Definitely. I mean, speaking of, they have an amazing roster, right? They also have an amazing player, by the way, who's going to be on the spotlight today. So let's move over towards the player spotlight for the side of Team Force One Esports, brought to you by AMD Ryzen Radeon. And it's going to be RVK, the one-tap machine from the side of Force One Esports. Well, RVK and the Sheriff has a separate love story to which Floki can agree. And
Absolutely.
as a Cypher player, I guess it's illegal to have such stats, Floki. What do you think?
Absolutely. I mean, Cypher is just one of those agents that, on offense, you really have to be really aware and active to make that agent work. Because he has almost zero offensive capabilities. Sure, you can toss down a couple of cages, make sort of like a smoke screen-esque barrier so that your teammates can get into position and plant. But apart from that, he really does not have a lot going for himself, apart from cutting off rotations, of course, and being that lurk. So REK, it's more of a testament to his giga brain and the way he reads the enemy team's movements that he's able to make this agent work even on offense. I think I remember particularly him having a Sheriff in one round, I think it was Haven, where he managed to get 3 or 4 one-taps and single-handedly won an eco round for the side of Force One. So, I mean, I hope that True Rippers have kept REK in the back of their minds, because if they are caught napping, then, well, REK, like the Panther he is on the prowl, he's going to maul every single player that he catches napping. And yeah, you don't want to leave holes in your lineup against this guy.
Definitely. I mean, RVK, we know for a fact that this player from the side of Force One Esports is just an invaluable asset. But, well, unfortunately, we know for a fact that he has made a particular shift. So, yeah, Force One Esports, they definitely, I mean, Force One Esports or this entire roster is definitely going to be missing the side of RVK for the next season, that is. But more on that later. For now, let's focus on the match at hand. I know a lot of you guys have this doubt that RVK left Force One. There have been roster shuffles happening, but guys, they have to finish the season with their old roster. And then from the next season, you are going to be seeing all the changes that have happened throughout all of these teams as well. So don't you worry. This is their old roster playing today. Yes, Force One Esports with their player profile done, their player spotlight done. Let's move over towards the maps now, because there's a lot to talk about here. Moving over towards the map, veto, Floki, and you would be surprised to see Breeze in there, of course. This is no Enigma Gaming or a global esports match. Yep. This is Force One versus the Sarah 2 Rippers, and to see Breeze in there, we are all very, very surprised. But to see Haven and Ascent, not at all surprised, right? Because Haven is a map where both of these teams just absolutely reign supreme. And Ascent, once again, being the favorite coming out from the side of True Rippers, is really interesting to see what is going to happen here. Because we know for a fact that Force One Esports have an amazing setup on the map of Haven. But so do the side of True Rippers. And now True Rippers, they are starting off on the defense, which is their best side on most of the maps, Floki.
Yep. Absolutely. I mean, I really like the fact that, even though Force One picked Haven, True Rippers got defense on it, so that gives them that edge that they need against Force One, just making sure they start out on defense. They're really comfortable on the aggressive side. They have time to read out the attack, and when they go on attack, they have time to read out Force One's defense and just work at it eventually and get those 5 or 6 rounds that they need to win. When it comes to Ascent, though, I mean, this is a map where things get a little bit dicey, because I have seen Force One fail this map. I have seen Force One destroy this map. You never really know what's going to happen on this one. And True Rippers, the fact that they've picked this map up means they've been paying attention to history and they know how things go. So, I really don't have any comments for Ascent, apart from the fact that if they are starting out on attack, they might actually have a hard time, because I do see, Force One playing defense on that. Breeze, no idea. I have no idea that True Rippers or Force One are practicing this map. It's a little dangerous, I'm not gonna lie. Breeze is one of those maps where if you don't have a coherent idea, or even if you do have a coherent idea, but you haven't tested it really, and it starts to fall apart, adjusting mid-game can be super difficult, because Breeze is a very punishing map to play. You give up a pick or two here or there, all of a sudden the defense falls apart. So Breeze is just one of those maps that you have to be very, very careful where you place your foot. The good thing, once again, True Rippers on defense on that map, Force One starting out on attack. So they're gonna have that time to figure out, okay, how is it that the Force One offense works? Just draw a couple of inferences from that. And I think as far as lineups go on Breeze, we are very likely to see some form of mirror composition come through. I think there's going to be some form of Sova plus a Viper in there and a Jet for sure. It's about the other two agents that make the difference. So I think as long as the side of True Rippers are able to sort of understand what the side of Force One have done on offense, they can borrow a page from that book, or maybe just borrow that entire book and throw it right back at them. So yeah, Breeze is going to be interesting, but is it going to get to Breeze? Because Haven and Ascent are pretty strong maps, Assassin. I don't know.
Well, I can provide a little bit of information on the map of Breeze. I feel as if Force One Esports do have a bit of an advantage against the side of True Rippers, because I've seen Force One play the map of Breeze against teams like Enigma Gaming and even Global Esports. So yeah, Force One Esports, as far as I know, if I am not wrong, they did beat Enigma Gaming on the map of Breeze, and that kind of was Enigma Gaming's fault as well. Their attack was not at all as we expected. Let's just keep it at that. Not at all what we expected, because Enigma Gaming, they were one of the teams that actually started preparing on the map of Breeze as soon as it was released.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, we expect them to do a lot better on the map of Breeze. But then Force One, they just came in and they completely thrashed the side of Enigma Gaming in that particular match. But anyways, today, I feel as if we might not even see the map of Breeze, because Force One and 3 are anything can happen here. Both of them are equally skilled and equally matched. Really looking forward to what exactly is going to happen, by the way. But yeah, what you guys should do in the meantime, before we start the game, is go down in the description below. Check out all the links coming out from our sponsors, especially LG Ultragear, WD Black, and AMD Ryzen Radeon. They've got some amazing offers for you for your next big upgrade. So why don't you quickly go down in the description below and check out all the links and get your PC a new upgrade as well. Also, in the meantime, the pop-up that just came up, the QR code. Scan that, get yourself some Red Bull cans while we get the match ready. We're waiting for that final player to come in as well. And as soon as he's going to be in, we are going to be jumping straight into the match as well. Until then, you guys are watching the LG Ultragear Tec Gauntlet Season 2 powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon. We're going to be right back with the match after the message from our sponsor.
Hey South Asia Valorant players, I'm Sean Garris.
It's Kusta.
And Michael from Genji Valorant here with some really exciting news.
We have teamed up with LG Ultragear and the Esports Club for Season 2 of the Gauntlet.
The winner of Tec Gauntlet Season 2 will receive an exclusive one-on-one mentoring session with our Valorant team to help identify areas of improvement in their game to prepare for a higher level of gameplay.
In addition to that, we're going to be reacting to some of the top plays throughout this competition. Guys, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, so make sure you don't miss out on this. Good luck to everyone competing from everyone here at Genji Valorant.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are back once again to the caster's desk, and we have got the final player into the server as well. We'll be starting in a bit. But before that, let's go back over towards the map veto once again and take a quick look if someone missed the map veto. I'm just going to quickly run you through the map veto once again. Look at what maps have been selected by both of these teams. So, map 1 being Haven, Floki. We discussed Toripa starting off with defense. Let's analyze a little bit more on the map of Haven. What exactly do you think is going to be the composition coming out from both of these teams? I mean, what do you think might be the comp coming out from both of these teams?
Man, just give me a Shivy Breach. That's all I want. I mean, I just want to see a good old Shivy Breach on Haven. But if I'm being very realistic, I'd say Sky Sova would definitely be on the menu for Force 1. Rafa has been playing that Sky a couple of times. I wouldn't be too surprised to see. I wouldn't be too unhappy if they pick Raze for him either on Haven. I know Raze is not the best on that map, but I think in the hands of Rafa, he is very capable and he will find a way to make it work. But as soon as I say that, the Sky has been picked up. So, no big surprises there. The double initiator setup along with Knight Rider playing that single duelist. I am very interested to see how this one goes. Skargod playing the Astra. That's going to be interesting. Usually Astra is the agent of choice, but I was kind of half hoping to see an Omen, but clearly the Astra is miles better than that Omen will ever be in this patch. So, no big surprises there. For the side of TR, though, I am not sure if we're going to see a Sage or if we're going to see double duelist instead. Now, One Tap God is hovering over that race. He has played that race in the past, and he's also played Viper. He's a very weird mix of agents that he plays in that sense. So, I wouldn't be too surprised if he goes for that race, but I would much rather see him play that second Sentinel, something like a Sage, because they are starting out on defense, right? So it could definitely be extremely useful. Although with Master hovering over that Sova, I think it is unlikely. We are going to see this lineup. It's going to be an Astra, Sova, Cypher, and a Jet. Interesting. So
it's
kind of duelist on defense.
It's kind of a bit of a problem as well for the Sat True Rippers, in my opinion, because we know for a fact that Master mains the Sage nowadays, and because of Crosshair's absence, Bones is stepping in. So Bones is going to be picking up the controller role, and Master is going to be playing the Sova. So this is going to be the switch up that is going to be coming in from the entirety of True Rippers. It is Bones playing today, and again, if you guys have a little bit of a doubt from the side of First One who exactly is Zungaya, that is Rafa. So that is Rafa. He changed his name for some reason. Not really sure why. You guys can definitely ping him, by the way, regarding that. I know for a fact that Rafa has a lot of fans. Floki, were you aware of this? He has a lot of fans, by the way.
Really? No. I mean, I didn't really imagine, but given the way he plays, no fear for his life whatsoever, just going in and rolling around in the dirt, and sometimes occasionally getting those entry frags for his team and being the difference maker. I mean, now it kind of makes sense, because you do need to be a little bit of a psychopath to be like, guys, it's okay, I'll go in first, I'll die, but I believe you all, just to do that 5 rounds in a row, even when your team doesn't trade you out, it takes a lot of mental fortitude. So I definitely have a lot of respect for Rafa, but I mean, shout out to his fans as well. I didn't know that he had so many fans. Well, let's see if Rafa can put together a good Sky. If I'm being perfectly honest here, last time his Sky had some issues, but hopefully ever since then, he's had enough time to just sort of fix those issues and be more effective on that agent. I know that he is a player who can be he can be pretty potent, but sometimes he's just not playing his agent.
Well, Knight Rider, I'm going to be seeing him try and, moving over towards towards the middle area. Interesting positioning coming out from the side of Team Esports, by the way. They are about to move it over towards the garage position.
Pulling them in.
Okay. This is rather interesting. So they've managed to find 2 picks for themselves, True Rippers. This push could fall flat on its face, but no, Force One gonna stay alive and fall thanks to Rafa. Oh my god, one tap god with a dirty jumping shot, leaving Paradox in a winnable 1v2. No lot of HP remaining on Scargod as he finds himself alone, but look at that man's aim. The duelist in him is still alive as he's gonna get that headshot, get the spike plant, work towards that ultimate. 4 points already on that Cosmic Divide. Great stuff coming out by Force One, great clutch as well. I mean, Scargod just knowing that he has to sort of go for that peak and catch him a little bit off guard. Timing was perfect by him.
Absolutely, man. In terms of the timing, this guy is just, I don't know. I wouldn't call him lucky. I would just put it down to his raw skills to just, get that timing
Key
right.
sense is through the roof on that guy.
I know, right?
Well, looks like one tap god is gonna make his presence known with a nade straight through the window. But you do have a Night Rider holding that area, but he still gets caught off guard. They walk their way in. Scargod's gonna get the trade, sure, but they are in a bit of a compromised position. Scargod, though, bringing it back. RVK is also gonna be there to just try and make sure that they don't get anything more. And now it's good old Relic left in a 1v4. What can he do here? Not all that much as Scargod cleans him up. That Cosmic Divide, it's online already. I mean, that is absolutely insane when you think about that, Assassin. 2 rounds and 7 kills for the man.
Well, what can I even say, Scargod? Now, the audience probably don't know the story. I mean, if you... I don't know. If you know Scargod personally, guys, you might. But the guy just had a very funny incident. And he just joined the server 5 minutes before the match.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. To have gone through such incident and then to just play like a beast like this, like without any warm-up whatsoever, it just goes on to show how skilled this person actually is.
Absolutely. He wakes up every day and he chooses to be a badass. But it seems that this time around, True Rippers, they've caught Force One by the hip. They've found 2 picks. They've managed to take out some of the most crucial impact players on Force One, REK and Night Rider, both down. Now Scargod, well, he's been fragging out, but I don't think he's gonna have the advantage in that angle. Paradox, though, he will get that kill eventually with that Phantom.
1 enemy remaining.
Relic, he's also gonna make
Spike
his presence
down
known.
A.
Spike dropped. It doesn't matter what Rafa manages to achieve over here. It's gonna take a miracle and a half to get this round back. Although, does have 2 flashes still remaining. And could have... okay, no, he already has the Phantom. No, I was gonna say he could have upgraded to the Phantom, but he already has it, so... It's doing okay for now. But 3v1, Spike drop! That Hawk gonna meet an untimely demise. He tries to go for the frag, but the gravity welds comes. Oh my god! Rafa, well, he makes it costly for the side of True Rippers, and that is a lot of economic damage done, actually.
Need a drop.
You know why I'm laughing right now?
Yeah, well, if you guys are unaware, right now in the chat, Paradox has just said, we don't talk about that.
Yeah, let's not.
Oh boy, insane stuff.
Goodness, Rafa being Rafa, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be getting himself a double now, and we are jumping straight in towards round 4, which is going to be a very important round, Floki. Especially for the side of Team Force One Esports. They need to keep their economy in check. They should not lose a lot of players against this force buy coming out from the side of True Rippers. Yeah, well, I feel as if Paradox has already started inflicting damage. Already got himself a frag, and I guess Night Rider is coming to get some sort of a trade here, but one tap god is there to protect Paradox. It was a short position. Paradox is about to go in for a peek. At the same time, one tap god is going to throw in that boom bot. That is...
yeah, he's going to get spotted.
Yeah, he definitely is going to get spotted. His position has already been revealed, so not a problem. But yeah, this sort of a, duo team hold onto a particular side is working out for the side of True Rippers. So no problem over there. They've got the A side and the B side covered. Now towards the C side, it is just down to Master. And I feel as if the side of Force One, they are aware of this. While they are slowly trying to sneak in over towards the C side, I feel Master, he has to use his utilities right now and he has to gain information. Otherwise, it's going to be a little bit of a problem. There you go. That Rico is not actually going to reveal his position, but his bullets actually will. He's going to be able to get himself a frag, but then Paradox has to chime in.
30 seconds left.
Frag as well to get one more. Oh, nicely done. to take down Knight Rider, and with that, he's looking for another
Player
one.
standing.
Almost got the head of
enemy
RVK, but then
remaining.
RVK got the better of Paradox, and with one tap God chiming in a 1 versus 1 situation. Chewy is low, down to 60 points of health. One tap God knows where exactly he's coming in from. One tap God, even though he almost whiffed that, he got it right back.
Absolutely. But once again, Assassin, these rounds are super costly here for the side of True Rippers. Last time around they lost 3, this time they lose 4. The money is not good on Force 1 as of now. They are going to be relegated to a bunch of sheriffs for this round, but if this carries on, then True Rippers really not going to be able to build up the economy that they need to put up that solid iron defense they're known for. Force 1, on the other hand, they're still okay with this. The scoreboard has equalized, sure, they're going to have to eco this round, but with the amount of economic damage that they have inflicted, they're quite pleased with this. They're okay with these rounds going this way. As long as they continue that streak, just make these rounds as costly as possible for the side of the Rippers. Eventually, they will have the better half. Oh no, but one tap. God just walking down mid, not spotted at all. That smoke in mid covering his position. RVK also gets spotted, knows his only way of fighting is going for a through shot, and he does not land that. One tap God with a 3k so far. Looking to clean this round up, taking matters into his own hands, saying, no more economic damage for my team. Now it's time for you to just have your economy ruined as he gets 4 ultimate at the ready, along with the neural theft coming in from Relic.
Well, haters are going to say that that guy is just capitalizing on the eco frags, but hey, those are some pretty nutty shots, man. Not gonna lie.
Not only that, it's also very important that he does that, right? Just sort of takes, gets that confidence back for his team, and tells his team that, look, guys, these guys are super beatable. I know they've been dumpstering us for these 2 rounds, and the economy's screwed, but I'm gonna bring it right back. And that's really important. All 5 players surviving there, just making sure they carry money away into the next round. And sure, one tap God, he gets revealed right at the start, but he's done his job. He's spotted out potentially 2 players. They know where the Sova and the Sky are, and they can make a pretty good guess as to where the Jet is now as well. One tap God is possibly confirm it. Knight Rider somehow makes it back, but he's not gonna get to go back out alive as one tap God just takes out his ultimate, the showstopper.
I've got your trail.
Stops the show with it. Relic on site now, 72 points of life, gets spotted by the drone along with the Seekers coming in. Full throttle back, needs to get back to safety, but Bones hasn't revealed. Still hiding over there. The gravity well vulnerable was there, but his aim was not. And RVK just waiting in garage. Look at this man's lurk. Absolutely aware of what is going to happen on the enemy team. Just making sure that the Force 1 offense comes through. Now in a 3v4, True Rippers, they have a big decision to make. They could save here, but RVK, he's already on those exit frags, man.
Well, RVK is already coming in with a backstab. He's once again going to go ahead and find out Master. Master, good
enemy
night.
remaining.
RVK, well, his position now being revealed. Paradox is going to be ready for him, and he's might just stab away the face of RVK, but at the same time, Paradox is just being sandwiched inside of that garage position, and there's absolutely no escape for him as RVK finds that frag. Gets himself a triple that round, and there's just insane lurk stuff coming out from the side of RVK.
Absolutely. I mean, RVK has just been on point for his team throughout this entire game. I just feel like this man, you put him on the lurk, rest assured your back is going to be watched and the flank is going to be guarded. That's the sort of mental stability that Force 1 have with RVK on their side. True Rippers now, they are going to have to decide if they... Okay, so they do go for that operator on Paradox. Now, this is going to be important. Wherever this operator goes, it needs to land that sort of, what do you even say, 50-50. It's like basically a 1 in what? Maybe 1 in 4 chance. So just getting the right pick, it can even go to a shot. But Knight Rider founds Master right off the bat. And that is the A side opened up. There was no one else over here. And they're not going to be able to retake this immediately because the smokes buy them a lot of time. Everyone else going to come in. They also have the Cosmic Divide at the ready here, Force 1. So they can plant the spike and play for post-plant. The retake. Well, let's see if that ends up happening. True Rippers with True Rippers with Paradox on that operator. It's going to be hard for him to find a lot of impact. Potentially, he could have had impact from this heaven position, but instead, one tap God goes there. The satchel does a little bit of damage, pushes Cargod a little bit away, but one tap God just jumps down, no fear whatsoever, and gets instantly punished by Knight Rider and Scargod. And now, Bone's looking to do the same thing, but Relic is coming with the backstab. 1v3 situation, Spike needs to be defused, time not on his side, spots out Scargod, but cannot do much. And that's the operator denied. They successfully managed to dodge it as Force 1 win a very important round.
That was a really good execute coming out over towards the A side by the side of Force 1, by the way, because we know for a fact that True Rippers they've had a strong hold over towards A, but then to crack it down, I guess Force One, they've already analyzed what exactly they're supposed to do. And
Yeah,
it's,
I mean,
it's quite funny, right? Because you did mention that Force One have got all the experience in the world to just, you know, go ahead and read out their opponents. And they would make these major mid-round calls, which would, you know, give them that advantage against Sarah Rippers.
yeah. But, oh no, wait, that smoke is a little bit off coming in from both. Might be intentional, just to try and set up Paradox, but Paradox has been spotted out. Not much he can do. Relic gets taken out by Knight Rider. This round is just about economic damage. True Rippers looking to inflict as much of it as possible. Force One trying to avoid that. Well, they know exactly how many holes there are towards mid and how many players there are, so they're gonna make their way back towards C main instead, where RVK has got complete control of the side. He's still lurking it, trying to find that one pick, and there you go, he's found it. And C side completely open.
I know exactly.
Rather, two players still alive on True Rippers, but Paradox picked up a stray Phantom and manages to do some damage as he finds Rafa. Still holding on to that position. Wait, oh no, what the hell? What is Knight Rider doing? Oh no, I think he disconnected there. Unfortunate, but RVK, he's gonna be there to clean up. No problem. Knight Rider disconnected. We've got RVK to cover.
So with that, gonna be jumping straight in towards round number 9 now, Floki. And with that eco round done and dusted for the side of True Rippers, they are looking to gather this round. And in order to do so, they've got Paradox on the operator once again. We are going to be looking forward to seeing where exactly he's going to be placing that operator into use, though. For now, he has stationed himself over towards the A mains. Knight Rider has disconnected.
Sorry to cut you in there, but I think this is a very logical approach, but it's also a very readable approach. Because if you've seen the last few rounds, where has the aggression come from the side of True Rippers? Where have they been playing a little bit aggressively to try and take up fights? It's always been that B mid position. They tried to make something happen shot, but the shot aggression always got scouted out by the sky. You know, C main, they really haven't tried doing anything over there, so I imagine that maybe they concentrate their force a little bit over there and you just look to get any sort of pick, or maybe try and set up RVK by deliberately trying to bait in Paradox to, you know, just go towards that A main area and just you know, try and get a pick that just make some noise, give him a little bit of bait, just throw it his way, and just enough to keep him there while RVK does his thing. I have to say though, it is a little bit scary if you're True Rippers, right? Because this potentially could be the round that breaks the camel's back. You're down 2 rounds, Force One are up on 5. Economy is in their favor. You know, 3 of their players have over 4,000 creds in the bank. You know, one even has 7,000. That's Knight Rider. So, if you lose this round, it's gonna be an uphill climb. You're gonna have to win multiple rounds in a row to have any sort of chance at equalizing the scoreboard, and you really don't want to be in that spot if you're True Rippers, because that means you need to win an eco somehow or do some sort of weird force buy. So yeah, overall, you know, a very important round, and it rests on the shoulders of Paradox, which I kind of don't like when I think about it. You know, just one man with the operator putting all that pressure on him to find that initial pick. It's a lot to ask for.
True. We are going to be seeing the unpause being called in as well, I guess. No, never mind. They're like, we need 1 more second, guys. I'm just going to quickly go and, I don't know, maybe have a pee break or something.
Or grab a can of Red Bull, who knows?
True that. Well, you guys can do so as well. When the QR code pops up on the caster's desk, all you have to do is just go ahead and scan it out. You might even have a link down in the description below if I'm not wrong, so you guys can check that out as well. But hey, match has been unpaused and we are moving in towards round number 9, Floki. It's time to see if whether or not the operator from the side of True Rippers is gonna work its magic.
Well, it doesn't matter if the operator works his magic or not, but somehow Master makes his ult work, and that's a pick that cannot be resurrected. Bones also found RVK. That's the flank being taken out here. Force One, they're sort of out of options. They could try to slow the pace down a little bit, but look at Paradox just waiting to punish everyone. What a sick flake on Knight Rider as well. Chevy, the captain. Impossible position for him, but he's gonna try and make it work. Unfortunately, Paradox has his number. An important run for True Rippers, and boy, do they deliver.
Well, all the hype and the entire concentration on that operator did pay out.
Yeah,
I mean, thank you, Kasif, thank you, Paradox. Thank you so much. I mean, you did, deliver.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I actually knew like when Paradox picks up the operator, right? And it's a really funny incident as well that has happened before. But I guess don't really have the time to talk about it. Let's move over towards the next round on the way. I'll let you in on that. But for now, very important round for the side of Force One. If they lose this, their economy is going to be down in the drains. And I feel the side of True Rippers, they have to do absolutely everything they can in order to inflict a really, really high amount of damage in terms of the economy, though.
Absolutely. I mean, Force One, once again, they're sort of in this awkward spot where they haven't figured out. So you can see they're just trying to, get any sort of information whatsoever about their setup. And this time around, Paradox has changed things up, right? He's playing towards C-Long instead. RVK, once he's been bested in a particular part of the map, he does not go back to it. You can see him instead looking towards Garage instead, just trying to catch the tripwires out and just make sure that he keeps the enemy on their feet at all times. Just destroying the trapwire alone, it's going to keep one Tap God posted here for a good 5 to 10 seconds. Look at the rotation coming in from the side of Force 1. They're making their way up towards A-Shot. They have no information whatsoever. There is just Relic looking at this push. He sees nearly 3 people, and well, the jig is up. What can Relic do? Oh my god, I guess when he shots through the head, his only option is to retreat. And guess what? They've also managed to find bones. So those are smokes that have been taken away for the retake. They still have the knives up and running on Paradox though, so that could be the determining factor in this round. But it's not going to be that easy. 4v5 retake with Relic down to a quarter of his life. I don't think this one's going to be easy, Assassin. I think Force One might just have done it. I wouldn't be too unhappy if True Rippers called a save.
Well, True Rippers, I feel like you're right. They should call in for the save.
I mean,
how exactly is their economy looking like? It's not bad. They can try for it. Yep. One Tap God is completely going in for it. Relic is going to get himself a frag as well. It's going to be Shivy to take down Relic instead. I feel as if Master has a chance of taking down his nemesis. It's going to be Shivy going down, but then there comes Rafa. Right around the corner. Swings out, takes out the face of Master, and with that, takes away the opportunity for the side of True Rippers to put up the 5th on the board for themselves. Instead, what he does is adds one up for his team. Makes it 6-4 as we move over towards round number 11, Floki. That was an absolutely beautiful attempt coming out from the side of True Rippers, but I feel as if it was a little bit desynchronized. What do you think?
Absolutely, I think the attempt was really there coming in from True Rippers, but it's like you said, the synchronization is just not there. I was particularly concerned about Relic having any impact in that round because, after that headshot, he's almost rendered ineffective, right? But he still goes on the back of that flash and gets a pick. So, kudos to him. One Tap God is going to be able to get one through the cage, but gets faded out, and that favors the defense. Oh, Paradox! So aggressive with the knives out. Gets destroyed by RVK. Sorry, by Rafa, who was aware of his shenanigans this time around. And just like that, Force One with the advantage in a 4v3. Well, only one play remaining in the book now for True Rippers, and that is to catch them off through an off angle or to go for a backstab play of your own. Instead, they're going to choose to hold, try and go for the retake. Just make sure that Bones' position can be capitalized on. Guess what? They're walking right up towards the main. Bones is well aware. Nice recon dart coming in. That's actually going to reveal 2 of their players. Very important dart. Oh no, but look at that. That bird is going to reveal a lot about that cubby position. As soon as Force One get an idea, well, they're just going to back off. They know there are 2 players towards C. They know that B or A is likely free. And guess what? Well, RVK is already on that B side. They're going to make them move on A instead. 2 tripwires towards A main.
30 seconds left.
Shivy could be in a little bit of trouble. But Rafa, as well as Stargod, should be effective. A Guardian in the hands of Relic. Trying to find any sort of impact. Spots out Shivy, but can't really do all that much. RVK, the Apex Predator, lurking through the shadows like a snake. Is he gonna go for the knife? Oh no, he just blocks him instead. Oh boy, setting up for his enemy, or rather for his allies to just spam him through the wall. Nasty, nasty stuff coming in from RVK.
I mean, you know what he did right there, right? Okay, you know what?
Body block.
I'm gonna talk about this later. No, not exactly body block. Actually, there was more of like a live recon right there. He's like, okay, yeah, spam my body, spam towards my direction.
Oh boy, yeah. Oh yeah, actually, because you see your allies through walls.
Exactly, you see your allies through the X-ray, through the wall.
Oh,
and
yeah.
he's like, you know what? I'm gonna become your live recon. Shoot towards me, and you will get him.
Oh yeah, look at that. He just ducks here and Chivy spams him through the wall. That, I mean, you probably have to be so confused if you're Relic, right? Until you realize that there was RVK behind you, probably revealing you.
True
Boy.
that, and I feel as if, you know, the side of True Rippers, they definitely are not going to be happy about all of these small little leagues that are happening around the map.
Oh yeah. Well, look at RVK. Completely backing off. Just as soon as he sees that boombot come in, just making sure his presence is not known. That's the more important part. I mean, honestly, RVK is just a masterclass in lurking. If anybody really wants to lurk effectively in their pubs, just watch the way this guy plays his Cypher. So patient. And Knight Rider this time around. Going for the operator, knowing it's the last round, knowing that even if they lose out, it's going to be a 7-5 half for them. So, being a little bit risky. Op does have some place on Haven attack, but not sure if A main is the best place to take it. Well, he can at least cover Heaven from that position. That Tripwire is going to be a thorn in their side until a Shock Dart destroys it, or if they decide to shoot it through. No, he actually goes forward and triggers it instead. Gargot's still going through it. Oh no, Paradox, he's just in the middle of them all, but the right-click knives, they come in handy as Knight Rider gets Paradox. The trade is through. Life has been saved on a 4v3 situation here for the side of Force 1. Skargot still alive but revealed by the recon
30
dart.
seconds left.
Throw some cover down for himself. Now,
Spike
gonna
planted.
be in a bit of an awkward spot. Nice shock dart coming in, actually clearing out Heaven, but there's no one playing there. Instead, BO3 looking to come in from here, but RVK read like a book. Master is gonna be able to get the pick, and Skargot has been divided off, and oh boy, one tap got him in DL is gonna be able to clear him out. Only Shivy still alive, but he's still holding on. The defuse has been tapped. Shivy doesn't know. He doesn't know at all. Oh no. They're gonna take this round. True Rippers. They make sure the scoreboard is 5-7. And Shivy, you can see he's
Switching
disappointed about
sides.
that.
I really like how, you know, Bones went ahead and got himself that little bit of an information as well. Like, he knew where exactly the spike is planted and where exactly he's supposed to wall off as well. Use a Cosmic Divide in order to, you know, bamboozle the entirety of Force 1 Esports.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I feel as if the side of Force 1 Esports, it's okay. RVK's lurk was read like an open book. That was an amazing job coming out from the side of True Rippers. But more than that, the highlight was actually one tap god, right? His explosive play. That made the entire difference.
Oh yeah. Absolutely, and I think the way they used that ultimate, like you said, was very, very potent, right? They completely sealed off the spike. I don't even think Shivy was aware that the defuse was coming through until the comms came from his teammates and told them what's going to happen. But hey, new half, new me. So here we go. Let's see what the side of True Rippers can do when they are on the offense. So far, it seems that it's going to be RVK holding the line, but gets taken out by Bones and Ungaya. That is Rafa also gets cleaned up by one tap god. A clean entry into the site. Spike's gonna be planted, no contest coming in while the plant goes on, and they're just looking to just press W and push the matter even further. I think they heard Shivy jumping towards mid, and he's gonna get sandwiched. Okay, well, gets Paradox before he dies, but does get dinked in the head, and Bones cleans him up. 6-7 for True Rippers, not bad. A very important pistol win. It's gonna help them equalize the scoreboard and potentially be that little snowball that they need to try and secure a win here. Of course, I want to see a lot of upgrades. I want to see a couple of Spectres come in, you know, from their side going into this round, making sure that they get the economy up and going. But yeah, I mean, it seems that now Force 1 are going to start to feel slightly uncomfortable. They have a good defensive lineup, you know, they've got the Cypher, they've got the Astra, but still, somewhere or the other, you have to be a little bit afraid of True Rippers just snowballing out of control, especially a psychopath like Paradox, who, yeah, once he gets going, it's hard to stop him.
Well, Paradox for now with the Sheriff. He's holding on outside of the double doors. Holding outside garage. He knows for a fact that someone might be aggressive or someone might just be holding really close to that garage door. Hey, Relic on the other hand has snuck in over towards the A side, and I feel like Knight Rider might just get to know where exactly he is, and it's going to be Relic to go ahead and take down Knight Rider. Master on the other hand, trying to spot out where exactly the rest of the players are. 3 players from the side of Force 1 just moved in over towards the A mains, and they think that it is going to be an A execute coming out from the side of True Rippers, but in fact, what is actually happening is that the entirety of True Rippers, they have just shifted their way in towards
Oh boy.
The seaside. Wow.
That is hilarious. I mean, Force 1, they are getting a pick here and there. Shivy does find one, but that's all they're gonna find. And now, look at that. Relic is coming all the way from the A side after he tripwired Heaven for some reason. He's watching the crossover with one tap god. And they are gonna try and make something happen with Rafa and RVK, but they don't really have the best weapons
Last
for
player
it.
standing.
Especially not Rafa. He just gets cleaned up by that Sheriff. RVK, a dangerous man, a gunslinger. Don't really want to mess with him with that Sheriff, and that is exactly why. Relic learns it the hard way, but one tap god's there to get the train. Well, about as good as it gets, right? 2 of your players survived. Could have been a bit cleaner, but that's okay. Sometimes you just gotta go frag hunting to get that confidence back in your team.
With that, jumping
I
into
play
his
some
round of
stars in this
15,
reality?
right? Now, I feel as if the side of True Rippers, Floki, the side of True Rippers, they are going to be playing it out as a bonus. Whereas from the side of Team Force 1, we're going to be seeing a full buy coming out. Oh, RVK actually downgrades to a Spectre. Never mind, now to a Bulldog.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, I think they just have to, you know, you can't really afford to play Spectres against a team who's playing bonuses. It's just a bit too risky. The 50-50, that really doesn't need to be taken there. Nice recon, does reveal pretty much everything on that side, and guess what? They forced their way into BL fight. At the cost of Paradox's life, only 5 HP on him. The Sky Heal is not there on his team because he doesn't actually have a Sky. So, yeah, he's going to be in a little bit of trouble, and Bones manages to pick off Scargod. Now, Rafa has a good idea where Paradox is. Cleans him up, looking for the second one, gets him as well. Well, someone has been working on their Sky as he manages to find 2. Puts his team in a 3v2 situation. One tap God in a good position. The timing is going to be perfect. Still manages to stabilize, and RVK gets that pick. It's all down to Bones with the Vandal. The angle is really good for him, but he gets spammed through the wall there. And Knight Rider, he's tapping it, and Enigma, RVK just body blocking the spike defuse like a man. As they secure this round. Force 1, important win for them. Just making sure True Rippers, they don't run away with the economy.
Now, I'm kind of trying to analyze as to what exactly is going to happen, right? So, we are going to be seeing a full buy coming out from both of these teams. It was a bonus coming out from the side of True Rippers, so yeah, they are going to go ahead and upgrade themselves right now. But hey, if you do notice, right, the previous round didn't really favor the side of True Rippers, and we're now starting to see that the side of Force 1, they're also proving to be a little bit of a problem on the defense to the side of True Rippers. Knight Rider on the other hand. He's kind of stuck, but at the same time, he knows for a fact that this out drone is going to buy him enough time. He's going to fall back, and that out drone is going to annoy the side of True Rippers a little bit more. RVK, he's trying to come in with a little bit of a backstab, and RVK is going to find himself a frag. Looking for more, but Relic and Master, they find themselves a frag each, and Master actually doubles up. And with that, Shivy is the only player left out over towards the A side. He's also going to get taken down, by the way. Paradox is right around the corner, but then Shivy with the Spectre.
One enemy remaining.
Find the frag on towards Paradox, and with that, Relic gets the trade, takes down Shivy. It's going to be a 1 versus 2 for the side of Rafa. And he has got nothing but a Spectre to work with. Flash in hand.
Planted.
And it's the regrowth. That is the heals, but no one left to heal with.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's going to be Rafa to just go ahead and get taken down. Master, an absolutely amazing performance. I mean, masterclass of a performance.
Absolutely. I just have one question. How the hell did Scargod find that early pick in that position? Like, what? Like, if you look where he found that pick, he found it all the way in A main. He literally span through the wall to get that. I mean, that was ridiculous. He got that pick outside A main. What the hell? I don't even know. This man. He's a man of many talents, getting kills through walls. One of them, and RVK, the one-tap wonder strikes again. Paradox just being cleaned up by that Sheriff big time. Well, he's forced one in the 5v4. RVK tries his luck again, but guess what? He has set up for his teammate there. Oh no, Scargod had a real chance with Bones. He's gonna be able to stabilize and get that kill back. One tap, caught reloading. Rafa was considering the push, but Knight Riders come in. The setup is perfect coming in from Bruce. Even on the eco rounds, they're just so deadly. And Master holding on for now, spots out a couple. He's just gonna back off to safety for the
Spike
time being.
planted.
No need to give up more frags. 3v2, they're gonna take their HP and run away. Play with each other instead, play for time. Just put the side of True Rippers in an uncomfortable position. But guess what, even they're okay. They've got decent money. If they want, they can take these guns into the next round and just try and play for exit frags.
So Rafa saving up that Phantom alongside Shivi. It's good that Shivi has got his Hunter's Fury ready as well. And I feel like this is a force where Esports can easily pluck out a buy the next round.
Yeah.
So yeah, all in all, it's kind of like a win-win for both teams. True Rippers get themselves a 9th round on the board, and they are gonna get in the lead. But at the same time, even though they lost this round, Force One Esports, they're still gonna have a buy next round. So yeah.
I mean, I guess the only reason, now that I think of it, that Force One didn't go for that was because I think they found the two of the most important targets, right? They found Paradox and they found one Tap God on that race. So those are pretty much the two duelists who are going to be doing majority of the heavy lifting on this True Rippers offense. As long as you keep their economy a bit down in the dumps, you could get yourself an opening. Now, of course, you're against Jet. You're going to have that you're going to have that one bonus round where you don't need to worry about money, but still, just making sure that they get those picks and they back off. A very mature call coming in from Force One, knowing that they've done enough and they've done down to the right spot in the enemy team. RVK gets spotted, by the way, so he's gonna have to retreat, but he is setting up for Rafa, who is just playing around the corner as I think True Rippers reeled at least 4 players towards the C side, didn't they?
So Rafa, yeah, they did. I feel like that they know for a fact that there are multiple players over towards the C side. Gotta be careful while trying to move it.
Well, they know there are at least 3. Oh no, Bolt is actually gonna go in for the trade and get shut down completely. Scargod says, sit the hell down, son. Let me show you how that Astra is played.
Well, I feel like someone is releasing all his frustration that he had to go through before the match. Scargod.
Absolutely. True Rippers,
yeah, exactly. I mean, I feel bad for True Rippers. They're gonna be becoming the punching bags for this game, but hey, as long as Scargod can just keep up this performance and take the map of Haven, I feel as if Ascent shouldn't be a problem for them.
Absolutely. Paradox though, who spots out only one, but they hear footsteps and they kind of have an idea that there are multiple players there. That's a nice ride coming in, and that's gonna go along with it, but Paradox lines up to it, gets a 3rd one as well. This round is over. True Rippers from a 3v5 to a 3v1 in the blink of an eye. Look away for a second and you've missed it. True Rippers, they put a 10th one on board and Force One. I think that's the straw that breaks the camel's back. I'm gonna quickly press tab and check their money, and yep, look at that. No money in the bank for them. If they had won this round, they'd be in a good spot. They had every reason to win this round, but hey, it's the man himself, Paradox. Just being a Paradox and an Enigma in and of itself.
Well, unfortunately, just like you said, they're not going to be having any money whatsoever as we move it over towards the next round. So, yeah, it's going to be an eco. Nothing but upgraded pistols for the side of Team Force One Esports. Hey, True Rippers really have a chance at, taking away the map of Haven right now. Because,
yeah,
you see, they're going to get themselves the 11th round of the board.
Yes.
If RVK doesn't turn into a beast alongside Scargod, but...
Also, if they don't just, do the good old True Rippers 50-50, am I gonna press W till I die, or am I just gonna be happy that the information I have and back up? That's the bigger question. Well, Paradox, he's gonna find RVK right off the bat, so that's the Ranger Man taken out, but okay, a Phantom purchase coming in here from Rafa. Just, that's a very interesting decision. Knight Rider has also found Bones, so now True Rippers are in the 3v4. This could be devastating for them. Knight Rider with the 9s is about as good as a buy, and you can see Masters coming in through the flank. How's the timing gonna be though? That's the bigger question. The Seekers are gonna be there, and Master getting spammed through the smoke a little bit. Knight Rider holding the cross. Not see Master coming in, and Rafa, he's cleared out the seaside, so they know where they are for sure. They're sandwiched over here. Nowhere to go. It's gonna be a super hard round for them to win. That shotgun actually buys them a little bit of time. Knight Rider's gonna be forced to back off as they get a bit more space, and Shibby with his knife out. He could have actually found an opening, but look at that. As soon as Paradox finds a pick, Knight Rider responds right back as they get Relic. Looking for Knight Rider to come back in, but Knight Rider can jump and move around with those knives because he's going to be
30
100%
seconds
accurate.
left.
Paradox does not have that luxury. An important round for both to win, and somehow they've put it on board. Unless Master
Thrifty.
ace up his sleeve. No, he does not. He's going to get backed up, sent back home as Force One. They find the 9th round on board. Assassin, we've got a game on our hands.
That we definitely do, Floki. The best part is that we did speculate if True Rippers go ahead and take the 11th of the board, which they should have, based on the advantage they had. We also speculated that if Force One Esports just pick up their game with all of these upgraded pistols that they have, we are going to be seeing that that dream of True Rippers' attack getting demolished as well. Yeah, it did get destroyed, but it's okay. I mean, True Rippers still have a buy, so there's nothing to worry about. The side of Force One, on the other hand, looking quite a lot aggressive for this round.
My God.
Rafa?
Yeah.
Rafa definitely has to fall back, otherwise he's gonna get absolutely destroyed. At the same time, 2 old runes are being deployed, Floki.
Oh yeah, I mean, all action, a boombot there to throw in the mix. You know, you've got your entire assortment of robots.
exactly where you
Just a couple of years we'll be seeing androids playing this match, not actually human beings. So, interesting stuff. And Paradox is gonna.
We actually have an android / killing machine.
Yeah, well, that is true. I think we saw the KO yesterday, but today, Force One, they seem to be playing it safe. Good for them. Paradox, oh no, has an inkling, but REK just better and quicker on the trigger. Even though he gets flashed in the end, he gets the pick, and Rafa also found one. True Rippers, well, it's gonna come down to one tap, and he delivers. Finds the second one as well. That's gonna be a 2v2 for the side of True Rippers. A lot of time bot and ties to one tap God's heroics. Those impact frags coming in like we talked about. And look at that Master just playing for that force plant. That ult might just end up connecting on Knight Rider. No, it doesn't. Still holding on to that Hunter's Fury. Time has been bought, and I don't think they can actually spam that with the Spectre. It's going to be super difficult. There's the Operator there. Knight Rider is going to be able to cover. Time, not by his side. No shock dots whatsoever. Oh no, it does end up clipping him up. There's no time remaining on the board. The Operator is going to get cleaned up. Knight Rider can't run away. He's going to make it back to safety though. True Rippers, they win that round by the skin of their teeth.
Yeah, it was too close for comfort, and I feel as if the side of True Rippers, if they would have messed up one small thing, they could have actually lost that round. It could have been double digits for the side of Force One Esports, but hey, fortunately, they did not mess up, and I feel this 11th on the board is actually going to be a good thing for the side of True Rippers.
Oh yeah. I mean now. Oh no! Wait. What did I see that? Okay, yeah. He's got knives, so it doesn't really matter. That's more of an insurance
I don't
policy.
even know why he invested into the Stinger. I mean, you have the knives, right?
I mean, if you're willing to throw, you can just take out your melee weapon and throw in, right? I mean, yeah, that's just me being a little bit edgy, but yeah, the Stinger. Not a weapon that is thought highly of, but okay, in this situation it might do a lot of work. No, it does not! There was no reason why he should have gotten those picks, but yes, he's gonna find some, and now he makes that weapon work. Well, he gets cleaned up, a 2v2 still, and I can ask the operator, this is very doable, but the timing is just a little bit off. And guess what, Bones, he's managed to clean him up, and Chivy is gonna be in such a hard position. Ah boy, second guesses himself and pays the price. 12-9, True Rippers.
Match
They can
point.
take away Haven from the hands of Force One?
I feel that is happening here, Floki.
Yeah, that has to be the highlight of the match for me.
That surely has to be the highlight, because, hey, if you do remember, Rippers weren't the one who were leading after the first half.
Okay, correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't the Stinger do less damage than the Classic?
No, it actually does more damage than the Classic.
It can't be a lot more. It has to be like at
it's
most
not
1 or 2
it's
damage.
not that big of a difference, but it surely is a difference. And also the Classic is, I mean, the fire rate
want
on
to
the
fight
Stinger is far too, like,
It also has a higher inaccuracy first shot, if I'm not wrong. Maybe, I don't know, I'll actually have to check if maybe the Stinger is better than the Classic. It has to be. If you're paying $900 for it, it better be. But it looks like Master's gonna get the plant down. Relic is holding the flag, lining up 3 players, has the neural theft up and running. This round and this map, it just might be over. Relic's heroics. RVK though, still on the server, reminding the enemy team that there's still a chance for Force One. And he needs to be respected.
Last player
And he's a
standing.
magician, but Paradox spotted him through. He knows that there's a player inside Garage. He just knows it. He's gonna get that
Attackers
big
win.
True Rippers. Well, looks like the sort of gambling of True Rippers has finally dished it back out. You know, Force One, they get a taste of their own medicine.
Definitely. What can I even say, Floki?
I mean,
I'm speechless.
yeah, isn't this textbook India Australia?
I feel so. I mean,
Yeah.
it looks like one.
Yeah, if you're a cricket buff, you'll remember. I mean, I mean, I know I'm giving a lot of cricket analogies.
When
but
was this, by the way?
this
was
is
this
early
2000?
2000s
Okay.
when Saurav Ganguly used to be the captain.
Yeah, I was a kid, and I guess I was not that aware of the current affairs. But anyways, what we are aware of is that we're supposed to show the match highlights and show you all the beautiful frags that came in from the side of True Rippers. So why don't we do that, Floki? Let's take a quick look at the match highlights for this map, and my oh my, what did we witness, Floki? Like, for starters, Force One Esports, they had everything going in their way, right?
Oh yeah.
But True Rippers, it feels as if they are here to, like, sort of, I don't know, prove me wrong. When in the
I mean,
pre-game analysis, right, we
yeah.
did say that True Rippers reign supreme on the defense. The defense is just a lot better, but then, hey, it looks like that they heard me and they're like, it's time to prove Assassin wrong.
Yeah, and they actually did it without initiator, by the way. It's purely on the back of One Tap God and Paradox, and I think even more so, it's just Paradox just being a complete pest in those last 2 to 3 rounds, just getting that.
They did
big
have a
fight
Sova,
going.
so yeah.
Oh yeah, right. They did have a Sova, but no real flashes to work with. Sort of. I mean,
Oh, true.
that's yeah, like combat prowess wise. I think
Actually, they had no flashes whatsoever. Yeah, they had zero
literally
flashes.
No flashes. No, not even a Omen Paranoia or a Reina Leah. So.
Nothing. Yeah, so that's near sight. So no near sight, no flashes, nothing at all. Wow, True Rippers. Insane. And to be honest, if you do take into mind the entire utility usage coming out from the side of True Rippers, right?
Mhm.
We wouldn't see any sort of interesting combo plays being made between Bones or any of the duelists. So most
Oh,
of the
yeah.
times what they do is using the astral abilities, right? They try and set up their duelist in order to open up space for the team. But then we did not see that sort of crazy combo play coming out from the side of True Rippers. It was just default. It was their aimers just moving into the side, clearing up sites all by themselves, and some interesting strats coming out from the side of True Rippers as well. So no flashy stuff, but hey, amazing job, right?
I mean, it's definitely a different philosophy, right? Usually, you see so many teams these days, they rely on that double initiator to, make that offense work, to give themselves those amazing openings where, the Sova scouts things out. You've got the Sky Flashes to go with it, or the Breach stuff to help you out, actually take that site. What True Rippers have shown is a completely different philosophy. And that actually comes on the back of Paradox One Tap God as well as Bones. Just the fact that these 3 guys on offense have been paramount to their success. I believe Bones even set up a couple of fakes sometimes with those smokes to just give the enemy team something to think about if they're faking it out or not, and just setting up Paradox that way. Because I remember that round where a Paradox literally went all the way through Garage and they were faking presence towards outside Garage. Well, yeah, I mean, that round was a masterclass in how to run an offense when you don't really have the best of initiators to work with. Yeah, you do have the Sova, right? You've got the Sova, you've got some information to work with, but when you don't have any flashes, when you don't have any real clearing abilities like the Raze does, and you're a jet player, well, if it turns out if you communicate with your Astra, you can make that offense work, and I think that's what Paradox has done. They did that really well. Just in the back of a single controller and a Sova, they managed to make that offense work. And I am quite excited to see what happens on Ascent, because Force One, you've got a history with that map. We haven't forgotten yet. So, yeah, I'm interested to see if they're going to be able to take this back and make it a 3-match affair, like we're all hoping it is going to be. It's going to be a lower bracket match. One of these teams has to go home. Be ashamed to not see all 3 maps, but. Yeah, Assassin, I'm curious to pick your brain apart. What the hell went right for the side of True Rippers on that offense? Because to me, it's just really Bones and Paradox playing off of each other, and even Master coming in there.
Yeah, not even that, right? As I told you, right? It's not even these flashy combo plays coming out between their duelist and their Astra. No, it's just I don't know. Force One Esports, they weren't looking like they were, I don't know, prepared on the defense. I'm not really sure what went wrong for the side of Force One Esports, but hey, Two Rippers, everything went right for them. The stars were aligned, and all they had to do was just connect the dots, move into the side, and plant the spike. Well, anyways, we are pretty much done for the post map analysis as well. We're going to be taking a short break as we get everything set up and ready for map 2. So while we're doing that, I want you guys to go ahead and check out all the links down in the description below, coming out from our sponsors, LG Ultragear, WD Black, and AMD Ryzen Radeon. Get yourselves a new upgrade, and also scan the QR code, get yourselves a can of Red Bull, just like Floki has right now in his hands. And yeah, we both are going to get ourselves energized and ready for map 2. So you guys are watching the LG Ultragear Tec Gauntlet Season 2, powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon. We're going to be right back after a short break.
Hey, South Asia Valorant players, I'm Sean Garris.
It's Kusta.
And Michael from Genji Valorant here with some really exciting news.
We have teamed up with LG Ultragear and the Esports Club for Season 2 of the Gauntlet.
The winner of Tec Gauntlet Season 2 will receive an exclusive one-on-one mentoring session with our Valorant team to help identify areas of improvement in their game to prepare for a higher level of gameplay.
In addition to that, we're going to be reacting to some of the top plays throughout this competition. Guys, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, so make sure you don't miss out on this. Good luck to everyone competing from everyone here at Gen G Valorant.
Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the LG Ultragear TEC Gauntlet Season 2, powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon. I'm your Assassin 47 on the desk. With me is Floki, and we are ready, all set to dive straight in towards map number 2, which is going to be the map of Ascent, by the way, which is picked by the side of True Rippers. Let's move it over to the map veto. And Floki, after that amazing performance coming out from the side of True Rippers, we are about to jump straight into a map which they themselves picked. Now, we know for a fact that True Rippers, they kind of have an advantage in the map of Ascent, but what Force One can do is what actually matters. And to be honest, this entire Season 2 playoffs means, it has to mean something to them, because this is going to be sort of like a final journey of a last ride for them as a team, as under the name of Force One Esports. So they pretty much have to make it count, and they have to win. And they have to get themselves at a position where they can be like, hey, we, sort of parted ways with Force One by getting ourselves this victory in the LG Ultragear TEC Gauntlet Season 2, powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon. So what are your takes, as we are going to be jumping straight in towards the agent selection screen? What are your takes on the map of Ascent?
Oh man, I'm torn on this map, right? Force One, they're obviously the better team, but they tend to get ahead of themselves. Scargod has broken his back carrying this team in that last game, and I'm not too sure how much he's got left in him. I'm hoping that this map can be a little bit different, and with Rafa actually playing that race, I think this map's going to go a lot better for them than Haven went, because Rafa, sure, his guy was great. He played really well, but a single duelist, all the pressure on Knight Rider to try and give them some openings, puts them in a bit of a rough spot. Even though they got 7 rounds on offense, their defense, it just sort of fell apart. It seems. Force One, they got red a little bit, and ever since that happened, it didn't seem like they were fully recovered. So I'm quite happy to see them, give Rafa that race on a map like Ascent. Just give him an agent he's more familiar with. He's gonna have a lot more impact with, and something that he can just fall back on and be like, okay, this is up my alley. I don't need to focus on how my abilities are used. I can just focus on where the enemies are, where they're gonna go, and try and be impactful in any way, shape, or form. usually when you're playing something that you haven't really played a lot in competitive of, you tend to get sidetracked and you sort of lose your game sense that you've developed over the course of time, just trying to focus on making sure your abilities land right. You pick up KO for the first time, you got no idea how that knife works, and it's been hitting that wall in front of you, just not going through that hole. Yeah, you're not going to focus on where the enemies are, you're going to focus on getting that knife right. So it's really important that Force One, they fall back to their comfort agents and let that do the job for them. Now, well, we jumped straight into the game. Let's see what they do over here. So far, they're showing some presence towards A main True Rippers, and it seems to be working. Now, RBK is full on pushing out B on the back of that recon, but Bones has found a pick to start things off. That offense is coming through, but Knight Rider, and oh my god, RBK, everyone here from the side of Force One just collapses as Freddy pulls it back, but he eats a headshot, and RBK, he's angry after what happened the last game. He's looking to beat up some players. Well, Paradox, as well as Reddick, they were on the other end of that stick. And well, great start for Force One. Just reading True Rippers like an open book. A little bit lack of how should I say this? Sophistication in their setup in the start. It's a very standard rush A. Just use abilities and press W, get a pick. Gets punished very easily, but could throw the side of Force One a little bit off guard. You have to remember, True Rippers, I mean, we were really expecting them to win Haven, but then they showed us a completely different side, and maybe Force One fell into the trap, but they underestimated what they can do. Both spot a Frenzy, Knight Rider's got a Marshall, and they've already, Frenzy didn't work out all that much for the Killjoy, but it did for Shivy. He's looking for more, he's gonna find Relic, Paradox on the big flank, but Shivy, privy to his ways, is gonna find that pick as well. Force One, minimal damage, just one player lost, RVK goes down, but that's okay, that's completely fine. Now RVK is able to 3-buy, get that Phantom up and running, and the bonus can be played out for the rest of Force One.
Did you just say Trivi?
No, I said Shivy, who is privy to the ways of Paradox.
I don't know. He got himself
I pronounced that incorrectly?
I don't know. He got himself a triple, right? And I thought you just called him Trivi. Like, I don't know.
that is a good one actually. You can use that.
Yeah. I thought that I heard as if it was like Trivi, but then yeah, Shivi gets a Trivi. Why not? Let's make it a thing.
Absolutely.
God, yeah.
Yes. Scargod has been revealed. So, but once again, this is just True Rippers doing, just sort of just press W, hope for the best, put all players on one side, just started watching their back, and a lot of faith placed in that turret. You know what would completely ruin their setup right now? A well-placed paint shells from Rafa, but it's already been used, so no such option available.
A really, really slow, methodical approach over towards the A side coming out from the side of True Rippers, by the way, but little do they know that Mr. RVK is already catching on. He's waiting for the late round rotation coming out from the side of True Rippers. They know for a fact that the entire Force One are aware of this A execute coming out from the side of True Rippers, and RVK, no, not like this. After taking on such an amazing position, not like this. Should have just been a little bit more patient. Maybe try and catch them as they try to move it over towards the B side. Should be Rafa to take care of Paradox. He's trying to sneak over towards A. But yeah, it's gonna be Shivy now who has to play up close and personal, get a spray down, get himself a double or a triple, but nah, not gonna happen. Shivy is only gonna manage to get himself one, and Knight Rider with the Marshall, I don't think so. I don't think so he's gonna be able to get anything done. No, he actually will! He's gonna take down the spike, and with that, he might just get himself another frag as well.
It's over! This round is over, there's not enough time remaining for the plant, and Knight Rider goes in there, gets that finishing blow. Force One, come out swinging. Well, I hope that history does not repeat itself here, and Force One are definitely aware of that too. But so far, so good, man. Look at this. I mean, I think this is time. The plant comes in after. Oh no, it was just in time. It was literally just in time coming in from Bones, but he can't hold it, even then.
Yeah, it was just in time, and that's why I was kind of gonna try and build that up, saying that if he just managed to get that spike in, extra 300 creds would help them out, but. It's okay.
I mean, that round was over as soon as that planter died anyway, so...
Yeah, that was big. was a big play coming out from Nitro right there, and I feel as if Rafa needs to make some big plays happen here. He has to hold on, buy some time for his team to make the rotations, and RVK is so goddamn aggressive. Look at the aggression coming out from him. He's already over towards the mid lanes, and I feel as if
One
Shivi
enemy
might just try and get some both the frags,
remaining.
and he does. Again, a 3v for Shivi, ladies and gentlemen.
Absolutely. And RVK doing his best impression of I was born in the wrong role as he goes around the map on that sentinel like a duelist, covering so much distance and giving all the information to his team.
I really want to see, in a tournament game, I want to see RVK picking up a duelist.
That would be the day, actually. You know what would be a completely RVK thing to do?
What?
Completely surprises us all, picks the Euro and does mind-blowing plays with it.
Oh.
Actually makes that agent look cool. Now, the odds of that happening are less than 1 in 100, but hey, I'm a believer, you know. If there's a 1% chance, I'll put some money on it.
Like, I don't know. I already feel like Yoru is so cool. Like, he's the coolest agent, in my opinion.
Thematically,
Both,
yeah.
yeah, I mean, both in terms of, I mean, not in terms of abilities, by the way, but yeah, in terms of his looks and, you know, his dialogues, his entire
yeah.
voiceover, like, he actually has a charisma, right?
Yeah, he really has a living, breathing personality that doesn't seem to fit into a trope of any sort. Just very accepting of his flaws, too. Well, Knight Rider is gonna find the pick right off the bat. Bones gets cleaned up and Scout
Spike
finds
down,
another.
B.
Spike being taken away from the hands of True Rippers as find themselves in a 3v5. All three players perched up towards me. Ascent offense has been lackluster, but if it's not broke, don't fix it maybe, because Paradox has found one pick. Scargod,
One enemy
like the
remaining.
turret he is just holding that
down,
side
B.
down, leaving Master alone in a
30
1v2,
seconds left.
looking to fake that spike flash. Ah boy, tries to go for the pick, but Shivi and... Wait, Rafa's? Oh, never mind. That's yeah, Rafa actually, I think he might have done some damage from the grave. That's why the assist came up there. But yeah, RVK and Shivi were there to make sure that he doesn't get a fair fight.
It was actually the utility coming out from Rafa that gave him that assist. A lot of utilities being dispensed, don't you think? I mean,
Yeah.
if you see the utility usage coming out from Force 1 Esports, right? It's so good. It's so synchronized. You would see as soon as that boombot was deployed from the side of True Rippers, we saw the gravity well being activated, and the smoke came in, at the exact same time when they were trying to make the push. So it's all synchronized. It's going really well for the side of Force 1 Esports, but that's not what we are supposed to talk about right now. What we are supposed to talk about right now is what happened to True Rippers. What can they do in order to get the map that is picked by them?
I mean, you know, this is their best impersonation of the caveman push, as I like to call it. You know, just put 5 people in one part of the map, punch through with sheer force. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. But RVK actually does not get the pick. Thankfully, Shivi is there to back him up. 3 players alive. All the True Rippers really want to do is get the spike down, but they're taking fights instead. And now Bones is going to get on site and get that plant down. One tap bot. Really playing under heaven, just trying to hold
One
as long as
enemy
possible.
remaining.
Rafa gets him as well. Despite planted, this is completely okay. Bone's gonna get revealed and shot from 300 different angles. Shivi to get the defuse. All 5 ultimates up on first one. Okay.
Now sleep.
Well, we've seen the caveman approach. It hasn't worked so far, Assassin. What do the side of True Rippers need to do to try and cast them off guard here?
I'm scared right now for True Rippers. 6 rounds for the side of Force 1 already.
Calling my bot.
True Rippers have got 4 of their ultimates ready, by the way. 2 of which they can use to enter the site, and the rest of the 2 that they can use for an afterplan situation. But that's just gonna be too much. That's gonna be a bit stupid to just, you know, use all the ultimates in order to get 1 round.
Absolutely. I mean,
But considering the situation, 6-0, they gotta do anything to just get that 1 round in.
yeah. I 100% agree with you, right? Because they're swimming against the tide right now. The money is not in their favor. Even if they get a win, it's gonna take consistent wins to get their economy back on board. And Knight Rider, sure, he doesn't get the pick, but he's
One down.
and he's actually gonna push forward like an absolute madman. Takes off Bones from the server. And now True Rippers are in a 4v5 situation. Now, one tap pod, I think, who is playing that press was in a good position, but okay, Scargod is actually going to get revealed. Sort of alone on the side as Paradox starts pushing in. He gets concussed, and there you go, Scargod cleans him up. That is a nice opportunity coming in from RVK, but look at that Scargod! Real opportunity, but does not follow up with the third. He's only going to be content with the 2 frags that he found, giving his team a doable 2v2. But one tap god, perhaps not in the best position to capitalize on this. That spike needs to come through the side. The showstopper does its job, creates a sense of fear in the enemy team, but now it's time for Rafa to shine, and my god! That all comes through. It hits perfectly onto Master, and one tap god just looking to bait them out. And trying to force one, they're well aware. They're not going to bite the bait. 7-0. True Rippers just getting spanked.
Well, with that, we are going to be jumping straight in towards round number 8. There's not much that I want to say right now, because, I don't know, kind of feel bad for the side of True Rippers. 7-0. But hey, definitely not going to take it away from the side of Force 1 Esports. They're playing outstanding right now, Floki. Like, it's not surprising, but at the same time, it kind of is. Because True Rippers, we expect them to do something, right? They still are running that old composition, that 2 duelist composition, where
Enemy kill.
multiple teams in the country have already picked up, you know, a double initiator or a double controller approach on the map of Ascent.
Yeah.
And they do much better, by the way, on the attack side.
I mean, 100%. But again, you know, it's this is not looking all that good for True Rippers now. If there's a 9-3 curse, then for Force 1 in particular, there's an even worse curse out there. It's the 12-2 curse. But for that, True Rippers actually need to win 2 rounds, and that doesn't seem to be happening. So, yeah. They're just getting dumpstered right now as Force 1. Oh boy, True Rippers, I mean, they're really feeling the wrath of Force 1 now, aren't they?
Well, that they are.
I'm just at a loss of words right now, just given how Force 1 are completely owning. True Rippers, if they can just get 2 rounds on board, then they have Lady Luck on their side. You know, Fortune's gonna take over. I mean, they're gonna get a couple of miraculous rounds in the bag. But for that, they need those 2 rounds. If, you know, the curse is to be believed. So, Force 1, well aware of what their shortcomings was. It wasn't the 10 rounds that they lost in a row against Enigma. It was actually the 2 rounds they didn't win in a row that sort of cost them. And Paradox, Zig one tap that comes in, but Knight Rider was there for the trade, so that pick doesn't mean all that much. But this might have just set up for a good take towards A. Only problem, look at the mini map. So much utility over there. But if RVK dies, then this
Spike down
now
A.
that utility could come into play. Now we can
One
see
enemy
him
remaining.
playing around. He's gonna be able to find Master. Just completely demolishing the side of True Rippers. Confidence on an confidence is just at an all-time high for Force 1. 9-0. The potential of a 12-0 half. Oh boy, this could be the map that True Rippers. Well, it might just be the map that crushes their confidence, and
Turret out.
who knows, that might even carry over to Greece.
I'm at a loss of words right now, as I'm not used to seeing True Rippers getting absolutely demolished like this. But hey, I guess it is one of those days, huh? Or maybe it is just one of those maps. Or maybe it is just that story where, you know, both the teams take on each other's map pick and take it to the decider.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, we've seen that story a lot of times. That is a nice ult coming in, but it can easily be cleared out. Chivy actually choosing not to use it instead. Oh, that shot dart lands so perfectly. Does a fair bit of damage, but Paradox through the smoke is going to be able to get that pick. Someone has been detained. I'm not too sure who that was. But Paradox is going to be able to find Rafa. By now, okay, I think the Scargo will end up getting detained there on the backstab. But the plan goes down for the first time. True Rippers actually have a chance to try and take a round off of Force 1. And Knight Rider on the pick as well. Just trying to mitigate this situation, or mitigate what they can get out of the situation for the side of True Rippers. Okay, that is an interesting ult coming in. Does manage to tag up one player, I believe. It was RVK who got spotted there. Now Knight Rider. He can take these fights. You know, money is, you know, available at plenty for the side of Force 1. Okay! Gargod! I mean, he's not gonna get the defuse down, but can just get a pick for morale. And one tap God will best him. Well, that was an interesting round. Little surprised that Scarlet actually got detained on the back of that Killjoy ult. That could have actually, you know, taken the round in a completely different direction had he not been detained.
Paradox has called in for a timeout. The side of two Rippers, Floki.
Okay.
I feel this timeout might just reward them with a score of 9-3 maybe, and let's call it like a curse, 9-3 curse, and
hey, the 10-2 is also a curse if you're on the Force 1 side. Don't forget that.
Actually, isn't that like 12-2 or something like that?
I mean, yeah, but the half ended on 10-2. They won the pistol.
Oh yeah, and in that match the half ended 10-2. Then they made it 12-2, and then they let the other side just make a comeback, and the other side won the match.
But one by a round, literally one by a round.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's insane stuff.
Well, yeah, True Rippers can actually pull it off as well, but they just need to be a little bit serious. Like, we know True Rippers, okay? Sometimes these boys, they kind of go into that, you know, chill mood where they're like, it's okay, guys. We already got a map. We can lay low a little bit. Maybe show them what exactly we prepared ourselves on the map of Breeze.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, this simply could just be a bit of a throwaway map coming in for True Rippers because they won Haven, right? They know that you know, they have a good chance. Oh my God, that ult by Shivy! A big brain time, manages to tag up 2 players and get 1 kill as well on the back of that. And Scargod and Rafa just collapsed. One tap got in a 1v3, 8 HP to his life. Last time he had 2. Something about him and single-digit HP that just seems to be affecting him for this entire half. He's been plagued. And
One Tap God, in my opinion, One Tap God hasn't performed this entire map at all.
Oh yeah.
He had a mediocre performance on the map of Haven as well. Like I particularly am used to seeing One Tap God exploding in and around the map.
Oh yeah.
You know, getting all of these picks, but hey, it looks like that today the ace is just not working out for him. I mean, on the map of Haven as well, despite some usual plays, we did not see One Tap God doing much.
Oh yeah. I mean, I have to say, great ult coming in from Shivy as well, right? The angle that he stood at was the threshold of Market, you know, Market Pizza. He stood there, that pretty much covers the entirety of tiles. So he ended up tagging multiple people and kind of just ensured that if anyone stayed in tiles, he would find that kill.
Vision.
Did. Well, we'll see if True Rippers can take this one last round off away from Force 1, make that 10-2 curse kick in and, you know, give them... you know, the sort of, I don't even know if I'm going to call it an advantage. Let's just say it's going to be
oh, by the way,
a mental comfort that they're going to be working with, yeah?
By the way, that also
want to fight it?
Yeah, I know. That's why I said the Ascent curse.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the Ascent curse. Oh, are we calling it that now? Alright.
We can call it 10-2, we can call it Ascent, but it looks like Force 1. They're not going to let that curse come through. Only one player surviving, and Scarlet's going to get through the smoke. Curse avoided. Crisis averted. Force 1 11-1.
Switching
Rippers,
sides.
not a lot of wiggle room to work with. This pistol has to be theirs. Boy, this is. I think this has to be. Did we see a 13-0 in season 2? In the group stages?
We haven't.
We haven't. This is the closest we've gotten there, I think. Have we seen a 12-0 half?
We haven't.
We haven't, right? Yeah, this is the closest we've gotten to a complete demolition of sorts.
Yeah, I mean, of course, the biggest Valorant event in whole of South Asia. You expect all of these best teams to, you know, put up the best of the performance. I don't know what's up with True Rippers for this map, but hey, might be possible it's time for a comeback.
Could be, yeah. The recon dart goes through on the threshold. Don't really reveal anyone just yet.
Concealment! Concealment!
Waiting in the wings. True Rippers, they know this is going to be a tough round for them. Nice damage done by Paradox, but RBK has found Relic. The opening pick in their pocket now and force one. Well, looks like Scargod will go down. As a result, they're not in a good position though. There are 2 players towards guard and only a couple of players up towards Evans or Raptor, what you want to call it. And once I've did some work, got figured out. Master's there to cover up for him, and Master's doing so much more work. Paradox is going to be there. Don't say die just yet. Say the side of True Rippers. We are still in this game.
Yep, second round of the board coming in from the side of True Rippers. They've snatched away the pistol round, a round that they so badly wanted, right? They had to get this round. If they would have lost the pistol, then it would have been over for them.
Yeah.
But yeah, they've got themselves a pistol, so there's still hope. And I don't like this Sheriff buy coming out from the side of Force One. But hey, it's okay, right? They have 11 rounds.
11 to 2, you know, it doesn't really matter. As long as they don't fall into the global esports trap and of course by 2-3 rounds in a row, that could completely screw them over. Okay, one tap gone. Those paint shells. Chevy meets and he has an early death in the round, and that's actually being dropped. That is so bad for the side of Force One. Shells come in to counter that. Leg Bones jumps, eats a headshot, but still gonna be alive for the time being. One tap actually got cleaned up by Paint Shot, a dose of his own medicine, and RBK gets a one tap going for himself. Takes out Paradox. True Rippers in a 3v2, but Bones is very, very low. Fortunately, he's not in a position where he can be compromised, and Knight Rider's picked up the Spectre. A doable round for Force One, but it's gonna have to be on Knight Rider's luck. And guess what? They're already marking that position, so they know what possibilities exist here for the side of Force One. Relic, it's all gonna come down to timing. Pretty sure he's not gonna turn away at any point. Teammates are hell-bent on watching that area, but oh no, still looking towards Marty, spots him out towards the tail end, gets shot
30
in the
seconds
head.
left.
Moving to the
One
side,
enemy
but look at that,
remaining.
Knight Rider just knows. Doesn't matter though, Master is there to cover. Slightly costly round here for True Rippers, and I think Force One, they're gonna be happy with the economic damage done. 3 players taken off, 3 Spectres gone. 3 rifles that they're gonna have to repurchase here. That's Force One, moving to their first buy. Wait, is this gonna be a
Force.
buy for them? Because they bought Sheriffs.
Yeah, this is gonna be a full buy for them.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, I think those picks actually gave them enough creds to get those rifles up and running. Yeah, look at that, 150, 50 and 100 credits spare. Just enough money to get everything you need.
By the way, also we are gonna be seeing Paradox on the operator, so really excited to see what exactly he's gonna do over towards mid. Exchange of paint shells from both these teams, and yeah, Paradox ready to get himself a frag, but oh, he misses. Oh.
Well, second time to
Spike
shot.
down mid.
I feel as if Paradox, as soon as he got this first pick, he fell back. All right, fine. Now is he gonna re-peak? Well, the answer is yes, but is he gonna get a frag though? That's gonna be the question. But I feel as if Relic has got things covered in terms of keeping the short position in the tree room safe. So there's not a problem over there. Paradox can wholeheartedly give his undivided attention over towards the middle position.
Oh yeah. I mean, Paradox, I think he spent the last 30 seconds just running around the map. Yeah, just reacting to everything that has happened. And finally, he can rest in peace a little bit with that operator. Oh no, I think he saw him there, but
One enemy remaining.
he is well aware about the
Spike down
possibilities.
mid.
Rafa has crossed over. He might not actually know
30
this
seconds
one.
left.
Paradox, though, are you quick enough to get the kill without knowing where? Well, it doesn't matter if you know or don't know where Rafa is, because Relic's got you covered. Upgrades to Phantom. 4 players alive for True Rippers. So, yeah, the economy is starting to build up. As F1, they lose their first buy, and now it's time for RBK to work his magic again.
RBK, whether or not he's gonna work his magic is gonna be something that we have to wait and watch. But what we are sure about is that Paradox's operator is working out.
Keep up.
It worked out on the map of Haven, and now it's about to work
Here.
on the map of Ascent as well. He's already got himself a really, really good show in the last round, and well, Paradox, I don't know. I'm really happy that you are living up to all the hype that I'm creating for that operator. But hey, haters are just gonna say that these are eco frags. But man, that flick though, that smooth transition coming out from Paradise.
Impeccable kill.
You know
my
what else is
God.
smooth? RVK and his one taps.
Absolutely. That is a ginormous pick for RVK, and he has light shields on top of that. This operator could do a lot of work for them. Unfortunately, I don't think RVK plays a lot of operators, so it might be a little bit difficult for him to get that pick. Now, One Tap God is at 20 HP. I'm not sure if they have that information, but if they do, all they really need to do is just leg RVK. I mean, leg One Tap God at this point, and he will bite the dust. Should be nice recon dart coming in from him, but it doesn't really reveal One Tap God's close position. Is RVK gonna spam that though? That's the question. Oh, sees one, nice flick from him.
30
He's gonna get
seconds
One
left.
Tap God,
You
and that
should
creates the
run.
opening that is needed. They even throw down the Killjoy ultimate to try and secure this round. They believe they have a good chance of winning this one. Relic still holding on, had a
Taking that
chance,
back.
gets spotted, needs to retreat.
Spike planted.
He's gonna do that just in about a moment. There you go. The Retreat has come in
Right there.
safely from the side of two Rippers, and they're about to crunch in on the A side for this retake. Alright, so it's time for Relic to actually, you know, play some of the stars and get ready for this push. The RVK has got himself a triple. He found his duplicate as the bones going down. RVK with the 4 and an ace!
Go ahead.
RVK, ladies and gentlemen, gonna get a slick one tap on
Match
towards
point.
Paradox, and then gonna pick up that operator in order to get himself the rest of the 4 kills as well. My goodness, a match point for the side of Force 1 and RVK. It takes RVK to step up in order to, you know, get Force 1 that 12 on the board.
Absolutely. This man, what a complete beast. Single-handedly wins that round for the side of Force 1. True Rippers, yeah, I mean, after having that start and losing to an eco round just because they got a bit too antsy, this one's gonna haunt
Without us
them.
pulling them in.
Sure, they've got one map ahead, but that is some sick mental damage done over to the side of Force 1.
Well, True Rippers, yeah, at this point I feel like I wouldn't be surprised if they gave up. They're like, it's just too tall a task to ask for, guys. Why don't we just finish this map and move in towards Breeze? Maybe try and make a difference there. I don't know.
Stand the pressure on the Esports, right? They think that this match is in the bag for them. The harder you make it, the less belief they have in themselves, Force 1, going into the third map. So, might not want to play this for your own mental sake, but you also have to consider the mental damage you do to the enemy just by delaying this game, you know, a little bit more, and a little bit more, and a little bit more. Could force out a lot of errors from them on the next one.
Yeah, true. I mean, it makes it annoying for the winning team as well.
It's the tilt factor. I know it best because I get tilted all the time.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't understand you, Floki.
It's okay.
You look like a guy who might not even, you know, curse at anyone or shout at anyone. Like,
30
Boy.
seconds left.
maybe
Well-
it's just your face.
Yeah, it really is. It's extremely misleading. Much like Paradox, I too am. Oh, but Paradox, oh boy, just getting shot from 2 different angles at once, gets cleaned up. A judge in the hands of One Tap God for this retake,
enemy
but a
remaining.
showstopper that's gonna get shut down by Rafa protecting his teammate. Ah boy, Bones in a 1v3. It's just sad. RVK's even left the door open. Door's open, come on in, he says. RVK's gonna shut down Bones. Force 1 completely storm all over True Rippers as they take this map 13-4. The curse has been broken.
Well, 13-4. The curse has definitely been broken, just like Floki said, but what else has broken is the entire synchronization coming out from the side of Two Rippers. There was a lot of desync issues coming out from them. Nothing was really working out in the favor of Two Rippers. Their defense was not the best. Their offense was, again, a little bit of a problem, which we definitely will talk about as we move over towards the match highlights. And yeah, let's move over towards the match highlights right now and take a quick look at how exactly things went for the side of Team Force 1 Esports and how exactly they were able to dominate on the map of Ascent, which is the pick of Two Rippers, by the way. Once again, just reminding you guys. And yeah, Two Rippers. I feel as if Loki, if things could have been different if they would have had an aggressive play on their attack. I feel as if True Rippers' aggression wasn't enough on their attack.
I don't think it's the aggression or the nature of. I think it's not the aggression that's the problem. It's the nature of the aggression. Like, you know, there's no sophistication to it. It's so caveman-like. Like every single round that he spotted, I saw 5 players huddled up towards one part of the map and just rushing in. Now that is a valid strategy, but there's a method. There is a way to do it. It requires a bit of synchronization. It requires you to be synced in with each other. You know, what time do the smokes come out? Where does the utility land? What areas do you have to watch? It just wasn't there for True Rippers' offense. I think that was really, really lacking. And, you know, the caveman approach, it can give you a round or two, but that's the best it can do. And in True Rippers' case, it was just the worst case scenario, right? Because that literally never worked. They got 1 round on offense, and that too was so labored that it was just a round that, you know, maybe Force One probably tell themselves, you know what, we slipped up that round. Actually, it's not True Rippers who took it from us. We messed up in our eyes, and yeah, I mean, we could have won that. So in actuality, the score should have been 12-0. But yeah, I mean, when you
Also, I feel like from the side of True Rippers, right? They were really struggling for information on their attack.
Yeah, they definitely were. I mean, they had a SOA, but even then they were sort of just struggling to get any sort of valuable information. If I had to be brutally honest, I'll just say this: True Rippers didn't seem to have a read on Force One. Like for the entire attacking half, they just didn't know how Force One are running their defense, and many a times they just seem to be caught off guard by what Force One were doing. You know, I mean, the name that Rafa chose for himself is Unga Yuya. It sounds a little bit caveman-like, but the true caveman approach was by True Rippers, just going in with wooden clubs. That is the strategy, and it didn't work out in the end. I just feel like they needed to tune it up a little bit more, you know, add a few more layers to that aggression and have it be a little more coherent. You know, go for a bit more map control instead of just grouping up towards one side and pushing it. But hey, there's always a third map. There's always Breeze to show us what they're made of, and I'm very excited to see what Force One and True Rippers pull off on that map.
Definitely. We're all excited for that as well. So we're going to go on a quick break and we're going to be right back with map number 3. That is going to be Breeze. So don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. You guys are watching the LG Ultragear Tec Gauntlet Season 2 powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon. We're going to be right back after a short break.
Hey South Asia Valorant players, I'm Sean Garris.
It's Kusta.
And Michael from Genji Valorant here with some really exciting news.
We have teamed up with LG Ultragear and the Esports Club for Season 2 of the Gauntlet.
The winner of Tec Gauntlet Season 2 will receive an exclusive one-on-one mentoring session with our Valorant team to help identify areas of improvement in their game to prepare for a higher level of gameplay.
In addition to that, we're going to be reacting to some of the top plays throughout this competition. Guys, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, so make sure you don't miss out on this. Good luck to everyone competing from everyone here at Genji Valorant.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we are all set and ready to jump straight into towards map 3, by the way. I'm very excited, Floki. What about you?
Hands up in the air. I've never seen Breeze played by either Force One or the side of True Rippers, and I'm very curious to see what they pull off. Now, of course, some things are going to be set in stone. There's probably going to be a Viper, a Sky, and a Sova in there somewhere. Considering that you've got a player like RVK on Force One, you're probably also going to see the Cypher. It just leaves, and then that Chet is probably going to be there too. So I think that actually sums it up. It's probably going to be something like that. Although they could prioritize double control, they could potentially get themselves a Viper and an Astra that is also not too bad on a map like Greece. Haven't really seen that much of it though. Like people do seem to prioritize getting themselves double initiators or double sentinels on this map than double controllers. Although double controllers do a lot of work too. The question is, what are we going to see the side of True Rippers do, right? That's probably the bigger question mark, because you have a player that you have players on True Rippers that play those extra initiators, and with Bones picking up the Sage, I think this is going to be a very standard pick coming out from True Rippers. Okay, so they go for the Sage, they go for the Viper. I believe the Sky is going to be the final pick along with the Sova, and similar lineup for the side of I'm going to say Enigma because I saw RVK and I saw Enigma there, but it's going to be Force One going for the tried and tested Cypher instead of that Sage. Apart from that, it's going to be a mirror lineup. And pretty straightforward stuff here. That Cypher just helps you cover a lot of ground with those tripwires. Just make sure you have some line of defense when you're playing on the defending side. And you just need to make sure that, you don't get backstabbed from the 10 million different places from which you can enter the A side on Ascent. So, just really helps you out with that. But with that said, I'm a little bit surprised that we haven't seen.
Choose your agent.
I'm really surprised that we haven't seen double controller or even double sentinel here, because on a map like Greece, that can actually be super, super potent. Instead opting for double initiator, a bit more firepower. Fair enough. Let's see how it works out. Rafa, his Sky was pretty good, but didn't seem to get them the win on Haven. Excuse me for a second. I think I'm about to sneeze.
Well, that is going on. But I want. It's completely fine. It's completely fine. These are things that you can't control, right? And you should not. By the way, it's not healthy. So please do sneeze when you have to, ladies and gentlemen. But more than that, I was going to pick up on the point that you just made, right? A double controller setup is something that we usually see on the map of Breeze because of this big area all over the map, right? The site is too big. There are wider corridors, and having that double controller really helps you pull off fakes easier. And I feel as if having a double sentinel, I'm not sure about that. I mean, I've seen teams have a Cypher and a Sage in their team.
Yeah,
you can consider that. But I particularly have also seen teams go in for a Sky and a Sova. So that is something that both of these teams are actually going for. So very excited to see how exactly this works out, by the way.
I mean, I've occasionally also seen the Breach, because I feel like that A side is particularly vulnerable to those fault lines. You don't really have a lot of space to hold on to, and that Breach abilities can be super potent when you're attacking. But the problem is, what else does the Breach do on the map, right? It's a little bit hard to find effectiveness for him elsewhere.
I feel like the Breach is just useful in all maps.
I mean, true. Well, looks like a super fast play is going to come out from their side this time around, as True Rippers, well, they're going to have to hold on, and guess what? Bones is doing just that, single-handedly shuts down 2, does damage to a third, and they are recovering here. The side of Force One, they got themselves 2 picks, but Paradox was there to shut it down real quick.
One enemy remaining.
Coming in from mid doors, a Knight Rider! Oh boy, the information was not relayed, their position was not known. That flash is going to reveal one Tap God who's going to be pushed all the way back towards mid again. And oh boy, Knight Rider just has such a beautiful headshot angle. 4 points already towards that ultimate. Force One, they come out swinging.
Can someone stop this guy already? I mean, what is he on? Hello, Knight Rider. Damn. Those taps. So satisfying.
Yeah.
And the thing is that Knight Rider, we know for a fact that he has a very on and off kind of a gameplay, right? So you would see him go reckless in some maps and get like a 30-40 bomb with them.
Oh yeah.
Some maps he's just not at all in that group, in that zone.
You know, there's this particular thing that I have in mind. I don't know how to put it in the best possible way, but he's the kind of player who'll win you rounds. He's not gonna win you the game, but he's gonna win you a lot of rounds. And if you can, bank on that and put that to your advantage,
Last
then
player
Knight
standing.
Rider is gonna be extremely good.
Spike
Master,
down
when the
A.
classic gets a pick, wait a second. What the hell is going on? Europe are not supposed to win this. 3k on Master, but eventually he'll be shut down. As first one, it's a lot of damage done. I mean, that has to be 3 rifles that need to be repurposed. I'm sure they recovered one that was not in the previous round. But
A lot of damage, by the way.
yeah, lots and lots of damage. That's gonna be quite handy for the side of True Rippers, with their first buy coming in. Even if they sort of lose this one out, the money on the money on first one is not gonna be anything spectacular.
And to be honest, I feel as if by getting that triple, right, Master actually denied the opportunity for the side of Force 1 to go in for another bonus. I mean, yeah, they will have RBK and one more player on that Spectre, but then most of them are just gonna straight up, upgrade. And
Oh yeah.
we know for a fact that True Rippers have a better buy, have a much better buy this round. So if they go ahead and deny this round for the side of Force 1 has to go in for another repo.
Absolutely. And that could be a little bit problematic, because if Force 1 get forced into another eco, that gives True Rippers that chance to build up their economy. It's all going to come down to damage done in this
Spike
round.
down, mid.
And this time around, the man doing damage is Paradox himself. 2 picks so far that he's found, and he's on the prowl. Only one directional key on his keyboard, and that's W. RVK also bites dust. His lurk, not as potent as Master. Having played 2 maps against the guy, is now privy to his ways. And yeah, Rafa has also been revealed. But Skargod is on a lurk. He does have really good position, but needs some more time to activate. It's going to require Rafa to hold on to this, and with everyone closing into his position, that might just be a hard
30
deal.
seconds left.
Yep.
One
Bones
enemy
through
remaining.
window,
Spike
shuts him
down,
down real
B.
quick. Spike has been spotted. The jig is up. Skargod's position. Well, take a guess. Master does that. Gets the pick. True Rippers. They're first on board very quickly this time.
But for now, I feel as if with True Rippers going ahead and putting up their first shot of the board, right?
Yeah.
We're going to be seeing the side of Force 1 take it a bit slow and methodical. It's been quite a push coming out from them, especially Knight Rider. And keeping in mind the fact that Knight Rider's got his blades out as well, might just see a different approach coming out from Force 1 in order to get the A side. Whoa, talk about different approach! Look at what True Rippers are doing.
Oh my god, the confidence on
Spike down,
Paradox.
attacker spawn.
Single-handedly shuts down RVK. A little bit unnecessary there. Doesn't really need to do that, but hey, the word unnecessary doesn't exist in Paradox's dictionary. Knight Rider finds one big relic, trade flash, but Skargod's there for the trade. How did he get that Phantom? He might have picked it up from someone. No way on earth he actually got that weapon. If he did, then he's not gonna have any shields to work with. And Rafa gets a spike down, so that's extra money in the pocket. All what they needed for now. Master also gets cleaned up by Skargod. This might actually become a doable round now for Force 1. Not a lot of HP remaining. You've got the Seekers ready as well on Rafa. He's actually gonna pop them, but get shot through the smoke. Paradox. Sixth Sense comes alive. As Skargod finds himself in a 1v2, trying to play around the railing. Picking up a headshot angle, but Bones, well, he knew Warp was up and manages to shut him down. As True Rippers, they get themselves another round, although it was made a little bit costly by the side of True Rippers. I mean, by the side of Force 1. Wait, did I just say Force 1 get another round?
You said True Rippers.
Okay, thank God. I for a second, I thought I misspoke there, but no, it turns out, yeah, it's safe, right? True Rippers. A little bit of economic damage done, so the issue is going to be that you don't really get to purchase at all, but given Paradox's frags, I think it doesn't even matter. I think he can buy one himself in some time. Oh, he has money for it.
Sometimes when you ask this, right? Even your co-caster is going to be like, wait, now that he has questioned that, am I wrong? Did I get it wrong?
Oh boy. Yeah. Well, Paradox is very good towards mid once again. It's the same old trick, but the trick was not broken. Oh man, that recoil has revealed everyone but running through the smoke. Still managed to get the kills. Scargot gets the trade. And now one tap got all by himself, facing a Sheriff as well as a Spectre. Bites the dust. 2v3 situation. Paradox in a good spot. The Viper's fit to work again. Scargot peeks out. His only real option, and Paradox shuts him down. This man is on fire.
Why does it feel like Paradox is just slowing down time? Like, is it just me? Like, I don't know. While he was tapping, right? It felt like the time was slowing down and he was getting enough time to just, you know, readjust his crosshair and get those taps in. Like, I don't know.
Hey, it's
Maybe
like
it's just
Flash.
the animation. Yeah.
Could be.
Maybe it's just the animation on that Vandal, like, you know.
Yeah. I mean, good stuff by him, you know. The flank came in very, very quickly. He's been doing the same trick for so many rounds in a row, and finally he's dropped his Vandal over in favor of the Operator to try and do something different, because he knows that he's done that same trick, I think, about 3 times now. So his opponents are probably gonna, you know, be careful of that, mark his position, expend a little bit of utility to just give him a slightly harder time. And yeah, that could be problematic for him. So he switches over to the Operator. Good economic play coming in from True Rippers as well. So they all get to build a little bit of money and keep it by the next round. Whoa, I actually didn't know that there were holes there towards the defender-sided area, the one that leads towards the beach side. I'm sure there's a recon lineup somewhere in there, in the mix in those 2 holes.
Definitely. There can be a lot of lineups actually, but just that some of the other creators are definitely gonna find some new lineups, or maybe the pro players are gonna find some new lineups. Breeze hasn't been played that much, right? So you really have to wait after a proper season. We might just see some interesting stuff coming out on the map of Breeze, even from international players and orgs.
Yeah, I think it needs like that one competitive cycle, so we get to see more of this map and you know, more ideas on how to play this. So far, it seems to be fairly straightforward. Cypher is really good. Sage is, of course, an option that you can go for. Not indispensable, but it's something you can work with. And yeah, I mean, so far that seems to be the way to play this map. I'm really curious to see if any team does end up going for the double controller. My only question is, do you stick with the hyper control, you know, Astra, or do you go for like a dedicated controller, you know, something like a Brimstone, or maybe go for something a little bit more flexible like an Omen? Because I feel like an Omen could also work on this map, you know, utilize all the different elevations available on this part of the map. But so far, that has not been done. The wall coming in towards tunnels from Bones. It's giving them a fair bit of information. A lot of utility being forced out from the Sage early on, and that just seems to be the name of the game, right? Guys, the Sage on the enemy team, we first break the wall, then we do whatever the hell we want, and one tap god, he seems to have broken REK skull. Nice slow up coming in once again. He's gonna slow the ball down. Relic, that's gonna be lighting up 2 players with one single spray. Spike also been spotted. This round might just be over here. It's all gonna come down to one tap god, and he delivers as well. Rafa sneaking through the shadows, and Bones is gonna clean him up as well. True Rippers up 4-2. Force 1 struggling to find their footing here on this offense.
That they definitely are. And I feel as if True Rippers are doing a pretty good job holding on. And I feel as if this rinse and repeat cycle of going in over towards the A side is sort of being readable right now, Floki.
Yeah.
That is something that Force One have to find creative ways of moving in over towards the A side. In my opinion, try something over towards mid, because you guys have left that unexplored.
Oh yeah. Okay, Bones, a little bit of a whiff there, but that's okay. Master's got a cover. And yeah, True Rippers, I guess. Fire trucks and True Rippers don't stop for red lights.
I'm out of stuff.
And they continue to push W. Hunting for frags at this point, and REK, well, he's gonna remind you why you shouldn't do that when he's on the server. This is very risky coming in from Paradox.
Enemy down.
Just as I say that, Chibi shows us why.
Chibi. For now though, he's actually fighting it out with his nemesis towards the middle position, but more than that, You gotta see the position coming out from RVK as well. He's about to get the frag on towards One Tap God. Never mind. One Tap God spots him out first. He's gonna reposition himself. He's gonna get the wall up. With that One Tap God. Steps up a frag, and yes, he does. It all comes out of Shivy. It's time for him to get a
30
3v.
seconds left.
Well, is he gonna be able to get that 3v and get the round? I guess got one already.
Remaining.
And they would line up for him! Oh!
Whoa,
Almost.
Yeah. Does get the 3v, but doesn't get the round. So True Rippers gonna be a little bit unhappy because that's a lot of economic damage done. They conceded the operator as well, but Paradox, that's what happens when you invest your money properly, or at least play the economic game well. You have enough remaining for another operator, as he seems to have bought himself one. And yeah, the buy is online. Knight Rider actually feels the need to get an operator for himself to try and get those openings on this map. It can be really, really potent, but you know what is one thing I really want to see pros do a lot more of? It's picking up the Guardian on this map.
Guardian.
Yeah.
I mean, SK Rossi does it. Skills do it.
I want to see non-operator players do it, basically.
I've seen Helef do it, by the way. From the side of Rossi.
That's very interesting. I feel like that zero scoped in inaccuracy just a bit too much to give up. I mean, you have to think, right? Vandal.
I've got your track.
There's a reason. I feel there's a reason that they're not adjusting the Guardian. It's because they need to get the pickup rate. Right? The pick rate up for the side of all these players. They're underestimating the Guardian right now. Just how Post-1 Esports are underestimating the hold coming out from the side of True Rippers over towards the A side. But I guess they're not. They're absolutely fine over towards the A side for now, though. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the Juggernaut, just bashing his head against the wall until it breaks, except this time around, he's taking a lot of bashes, but Master, oh boy, a masterclass on how to use that Hunter's Fury. And, yeah, get that ADR up, get that combat score up, make sure you've got all the damage in the world. True Rippers get their 6th on defense, and they're lined up. It does have the Sova and the Sky in it. Assassin, so this is also going to be a strong offense. Hey, I didn't know there was a slot there.
Alright. You didn't know that?
No, now I do. Thank you, Shadow. Or is that Formless?
Actually, if you're the Shadow, yep.
Yeah, that is Shadow.
Shadow, our man, is here to explore Breeze with us.
Boy!
And I feel like Knight Rider is here to explore the graveyard.
Well, he's gonna have a lot of time to do that. Approximately 1 minute and 30 seconds to be precise. And even though they've stormed into the B site, holding on to it is gonna be another thing in and of itself. As Paradox and Relic both
One enemy remaining.
leaving RVK as well as Shivy in a hard situation. And oh boy, Shivy salt in the wounds as he picks on the operator player with the Sheriff, and One Tap God gets the kill with the Snake Bite.
With that, Rippers, once again, a successful retake. I feel as if... so, what I've heard from analysts and players is that... And what I've personally experienced is that Breeze is an attacker-side map. And
Yeah, it definitely
to see,
seems like
and to see True Rippers, going back to what they are known for, that is reign supreme on the defense, feels good. Or maybe it just shows that Post-1 are not ready.
Yeah, they certainly don't seem ready, right? And that's, I mean, I don't know what it is, but there's something about the Asian form and also the way they're playing this map. It seems to be very hasty. They seem to have lost patience now, even more so in these rounds as, hey, I guess the third time's the charm. Once again, they get completely controlled as no one was playing B, but it's gonna be a 5v5 retake. And just as Paradox gets that kill, it's gonna enable look. That is gonna be one time for coming against from the backline. Paradox has found Rafa as well, making it a 5v3. Oh no, One Tap God gave away the sound. Scar God. He is free pick for him. And a doable situation now. As more pressure is put on Paradox. Try and make this work. Oh boy, Paradox is now in a 1v3. Time for those crazy plays, but Post-1 Esports will stabilize. Still a chance here for Post-1, by the way, to make this half 7-5. And yeah, I guess that is what one minor slip up might cost you. One Tap God gets a little bit too impatient, doesn't anticipate someone playing below window, which, in all fairness, it's not the best position to play if you're, if you're actually attacking that B side. It's extremely vulnerable, but I guess it's still doable because he had Shivy in a good spot towards the back of B to spot any player crossing in from tunnels or that defender spawn area. Oh my god, Babylon finds Shivy right off the bat, and he still has bones to help him out. That dash might be a little bit costly. He jumps in the air, tries to make himself harder to hit, and how he can best him. But Master is here. The Master himself trying to get those kills, but runs out of bullets at the worst possible time. Still a doable situation. 2v2. RBK. It's time for the big brain plays. Also got Nitride on his side, so
Spike planted.
I know exactly.
The Seeker is gonna spot him out. The ult comes in. Might be a bit too late though, as RBK gets plucked out from the sky by one tap gone. Knight Rider, if the operator has a lot of work to do, seems to know where he's gonna be coming from. And one tap gone. 50-50 around the pillar. As Knight Rider clears this out, he's gonna know where he's gonna be coming from, and that reload sound's gonna give it all away. This best to distract. He's gonna go for the straightforward road, but Knight Rider has him covered. As fourth round on both for them, looking for the fifth, as they are making a comeback in this half.
They slowly, but steadily are making that comeback happen. And I feel as if they get that fifth round on the board as well, it should pretty much be a good half for them. I believe, just like True Rippers, first one are also going to be able to put up all of these points, all of these rounds on their defense side as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I think first one's defense is not half bad. They've got the Cypher and stuff, and you look over the True Rippers as well. They've got double sensors, which are going to be a little bit hard for them. Oh no! Wait, why? I think it was both of the optics. Still holding around. That second pick misses the flick, and the RBK punishes him. Now it's really situations, a real opportunity here. All low, and Relic finds that first frag. RBK is down. Scargot, I mean, at this point, he could just get spammed through the Viper's pit and bite the dust. He's looking to be a little bit cheeky. Has not planted the spike yet because it is on.
Last player standing.
Shivy looks for that pick with the operator. Finds one tap god. That was the healthier of the two players, but Scargot. He's gonna be a little bit off. He's gonna get one, but Scargot through the Viper's pit manages to find Relic as first one. Somehow they make a comeback here, Assassin.
Switching
like
sides.
We have a game on our hands. True Rippers, they're up 2, but now they go on offense. It's not the best side that they're known for, but after what we saw in Haven, they might just have something in their back pocket that they're waiting to show us.
That's right. We called it, right? Since the map of Haven, we have called it that we got a game on our hands. It's gonna go all 3 maps, and we might just get surprised on the map of Breeze, and we are getting surprised, by the way. True Ripper Esports, a really good start for the map of Breeze, but now that Force 1 Esports are slowly but surely making that comeback happen, and especially now that they are on the defense, I feel as if we'll be seeing something interesting coming our way. But hey, let's hope that True Rippers, they're gonna see this setup, this defense setup coming out from the side of Force 1, and Bones definitely did not see that coming.
Oh boy, yeah, he most certainly did not. That is very risky, but at the same time, Force 1, I mean, I guess sometimes you just gotta make those sort of plays. Sheriff comes through, and now really that opening. Oh, Rafa turns away at the worst
One enemy remaining.
Almost make
Spike
this work.
down,
right?
B.
Through the Viper one. What the hell did I just witness? Paradox to the coast though, sharp as ever. Finds a pick, and now in a 1v2. And RBK breathing down his neck. Doesn't really know just yet. His hair is not.
One enemy remaining.
Oh, but he finds Shivy. Does he know where RBK is? Oh no, he has an idea. He's got himself into a safe position, but RBK is still taking the measured approach. Spike has not been planted, and RBK, he's yes, he does. Great stuff coming in from Force 1. An important pistol win for them. Okay, RBK, okay. First one, a little bit of BM there.
Well, I don't know.
No, it doesn't seem like the RBK thing to do. He seems like a rather polite guy.
Well, you also seem like a guy who would not get tilted in game. So, faces can be misleading, Floki.
Oh boy, yeah, I guess some own medicine here.
That goes there.
But yeah, that is true. True Rippers in Force 1. I mean, they've got themselves a real chance, post one. As True Rippers, they're probably gonna eco this
Cage
one out.
trigger.
Paradox, I wouldn't mind seeing one guy to try and make something happen, but Knight Rider's got a master of his own. Shibby's found one
Spike
step
down
lost.
A.
RBK also holding
One enemy remaining.
position, and
Flawless.
he, with Shibby, shuts them down. Another 3v for Shibby.
God. God damn. That's spray down though. Oh yeah, by the way, you can use it. I haven't copyrighted it yet. You can use it.
Thank you so much for that. the 3v for Shibby. I'll still give you credit because you're the one who heard it that way. So
Actually, yeah, you're privy.
This goes
I
to-
heard it as privy. I guess we gotta get
still is
some.
yours.
Here.
Yeah, it's okay though. Let's both
Okay,
have
let's get set up.
50-50 credit on that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's gonna be a bonus round coming in for first one. Nice early cage being
Cage
popped out.
trigger.
RBK is gonna use this to play a little bit aggressively. Might have been a bit of a wasted cage there. Instantly get taken out. Paradox got spotted, I think, on the back of that wolf.
Oh!
Game on Knight Rider!
Spike down mid.
Spike down, try play from on one time, got blind as a bat, still gets the pick on Rapper. What an absolute madman. Redding, letting the view go.
Player
As
standing.
well, and they get in a flash of an eye. RVK as well as Knight Rider.
Healing over
But
here.
Shibby,
Out of
he's
healing.
gonna expect his position. Coming in from the backstab, can't really switch weapons, otherwise he's gonna give away his position. Wait, but what the hell is happening to that wall? Okay, Master spotted him out.
Revealing
That
area.
is, some information being given over.
Spike planted.
Shot through the wall, you're down the stairs, you're getting pulled away, so no avenue for him. He gets cleaned up. True Rippers, the first buy round comes through and they deliver.
Well, True Rippers, I feel as if the only problem they have is when they don't have the best of the buys, right?
Yeah.
Weapons are something that is sort of a weakness for the side of True Rippers because their setup is based on getting frags and not actually, making use of all of these utilities and getting some 9,000 IQ big brain plays or something like that. Nah, they usually on the attack side are just your normal W left mouse key holders. I don't know.
So the W plus M1, that's the old standard there.
Standard Amos.
Well, the Viper wall has come through on A, and looks like, Knight Rider's gonna make against that one. Over here, Relic is actually gonna
Last
open
player
things up, but there's
standing.
still one to go on.
Spike
The
down
sequence get
A.
used, but he dies, leaving Master in a 1v3 situation. What Masterful play can he pull out of the back this time around?
Vandal and a Phantom there.
Yeah, there is a
There's a
Phantom raid.
Vandal. There you go. He picked up the Phantom. There's a Vandal as well on the left hand side if you want. But Field Master is just gonna be happy with that Phantom.
Yeah, okay, I know this is a big point of contention, but Phantom or Vandal on a map like Freeze?
Vandal.
Some people say Vandal.
Right here.
Any time of the day, Vandal. I mean, I feel as if the Phantom
ahead.
is just not gonna be enough for such a big map like Breeze, where the Phantom usually just gives like 140 when you get a dink, and then you have to
30 seconds left.
get that
Actually,
second.
126 on long range, so it's
Yeah,
worse.
exactly. So get that second bullet accuracy as well. Like, it's tough, but on the Vandal, it's a straight up headshot, kill, boom.
You just use the Guardian. That is also an option. Oh no, Master
10 seconds left.
Is well, time to save. Guess what?
Oh.
Rafa is there. Catch him off guard, but he goes through mid instead.
Just jump down, and I feel as if it's gonna be time for Rafa, and Shimi to just bounce it on towards him. That's exactly what they're gonna do. 8-8, ladies and gentlemen, as the scoreboards have been tied up right now, and I feel as if the side of Force 1 Esports, they've got Knight Rider on their operator as well. If the side of True Rippers try and move it over towards B or even over towards mid, well, they're gonna get eaten up alive by the beast called as Knight Rider.
Yeah, now this is the more important thing, right? Force One actually have a chance to get ahead here in this match. They haven't been in the lead for a long time. This is their chance to get in the driver's seat. The setup is pretty decent, but they might end up giving up A, considering the strength of you know, True Rippers, this might just be the round where the caveman approach pays dividends.
Get out of my
As long
way!
as Shivy plays it smart, which he is, he's waiting for that recon to come through. They can't try and pull this off, but no recon just... Yeah, the tripwire reveals Paradox. That's a nice taken off. That's a very important pick, and RVK lurking through the cages, pushing his own snake by confusing the living crap out of
One enemy
enemies.
remaining.
You find just so many picks. A perfect round coming in from the side of Force 1. All players alive. This is the best case scenario they could have asked for. True Rippers, they're quickly going to move into the next buy round.
It was a pretty quick one coming out from the side of Force 1 Esports. Nice little hold, and yep, expected that to happen considering True Rippers on an eco, right?
Yeah.
They're going to be on a force, not a force buy, my bad, a full buy. Going to be seeing the side of True Rippers. Maybe try and explore something over towards mid, and oh, Night Rider, I don't like this. Good night, Paradox. Never mind, it's going to be good night, Night Rider instead. Oh
man.
no, Paradox, what an insane peak right there coming out from him to go ahead and take down the operator. I think Scar-God is going to drop in a snake bite. Paradox, on the other hand, is going to eat
Spike down.
a little bit of the Hunter's Fury. No, he might just eat the bullets coming out from the Spectre though. But again, a no, because this is going to be Paradox to take down
One enemy
the
remaining.
hold coming out over to the side instead.
down, B.
Wow, Rafa! What the hell?
Yeah,
Okay.
the start the line, and the heads did too.
All right then. Well, we can say that Rafa got lucky there.
Man, you're so goddamn lucky. All these pro players just getting lucky every single time.
Not gonna notice the fact that he actually lurked like 10 seconds into the round as soon as they found that pick on Knight Rider. He was on the flank.
I know, right?
Yeah, jokes aside, great stuff coming in here from the side of Force 1 again. You know, they made that flank work. In most situations, there would be one player watching their back, but because it came so quickly, it caught them off guard. They weren't really expecting, you know, Lurk to come in 30 seconds into the round. So, yeah, right there. Now, Martin the Paradox to see if he can get anything at all. Knight Rider is also a lot of players. Throws out his knives, is using them to find one down shot. Scarbo's going to find Paradox. Just one knife remaining. This is really risky. Zones, well,
Last
that's
player
close
standing.
range. Get a big, get a second one here. Crosshair was lying, but well, his trigger finger just a bit too slow as RVK continues the teabag.
Oh man, you're really focusing on that teabag, huh?
I mean, yeah, he's just desecrating Bones' corpse there. Just started jumping on it up and down. I'm, you know, even though I'm the saltiest guy on the planet, I'm all about that sportsmanship, you know, as it's hypocrisy at its finest.
We really have to play ones, by the way. I really want to see what you're talking about. Like this saltiness, this toxicity. I want to see. Like, I don't know. We haven't played Valorant together, and kind of makes sense because you were playing a game which is well known for that sector.
No more charges left.
We will not name it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Definitely.
And counterpart in League of Legends. Of course, we're talking about Heroes of the Storm. But yeah, Master's gonna find a pick. Knight Rider gets taken out very early in this round. That is a very important pick. So I think that's the operator taken off the table. Now, they have a chance to take this one out. Now they're collapsing in B from coming in from tunnels, and Paradox is gonna find that opening pick just as Starbuck popped his Viper's pick. Rafa is in a good position, but he's only good for one. He was getting sampled.
Last player standing.
Chivy is gonna be able to find well, one tap god gets RVK. And that's that. True Rippers. Well, they're still alive. Assassin, and it looks like it was a very costly round jumping into Force 1 as Scar got popped that out and got instantly cleaned out. Oh boy. I mean, now they have no ultimates to work with here on the side of Force 1. They're gonna have to wait a little bit until they get those back up and running. Who's the closest to an ult? It is the Seekers, and that is a pretty good ultimate to have if you want Sky, but again, you know, you're still 2 points away from it. Are you gonna find those 2 kills? I mean, even if you find those 2 kills, the ultimate is standing ahead for the next round. It makes sense to pop in 5v3, that is. Okay, well, oh no, Rafa! He whips and he gets punished. One tap god's gonna be there. The ult also comes in from Master to try and clear out the ace side. Relic has also been backed up. And Jimmy, okay, looking in the other direction. Good for one, good for two, looking for the third one as well. And gets taken out by the snake bite Relic. Ah, that's painful. Well, force one. This looks like it's the beginning of the end here for the side of True Rippers. They did well to put 7 rounds up on defense, but their offense just seems to be falling short as force one. They've done so much here on this defense of theirs. And I think a big reason for that is this man, Knight Rider. And that operator just shutting them all down. Also RVK, by the way. You know, RVK has won them some very crucial rounds.
That goes there.
But yeah,
No more charges left.
the operator is always going to have the highest possible impact you could have in a game of Valorant.
Get out of my
Knight
way!
Rider is definitely delivering.
Take flight.
Last possible round, vote for True Rippers Assassin. Take it away.
Yeah, could potentially be the last round. I mean, I really don't want this to end, but hey, you gotta declare a winner, and I feel as if Force1 Esports, they
Found my wife.
rightfully are claiming their way to the throne, right? Like, they've done an amazing job, exceptional hold onto both of these sides, and look at Knight, right? Just look at him, just
Grounded.
how is this guy so adventurous,
You will
and
not
how is he
kill
so
my
confident?
allies.
Ah, boy. Bones with the shovel. The Rez and the Resurrected. I mean, well, the Rez and the Resurrector. Not the Resurrected. It's just redundant. But, both one. Well, they're actually in a fighting zone.
Spike
But
down
Wow.
mid.
they're it around. RVK is also going to find Relic. It's just going to leave Master as well as one tap god in.
It's over.
One enemy remaining.
Not yet. I mean, still have one tap god alive, but he is scared out of his mind. RVK
30 seconds left.
makes his presence known, just enough to make him paranoid. Work his way around that poison orb instead, but you can see not a lot of time remaining on the clock. Doesn't check his corner.
No, no.
The knife ace.
Yes. No, no, no. Oh! He's actually going in for the knife! And he gets it!
Not the knife
Defenders
ace, but
win.
the knife poke is gonna be there. And Force 1 will advance. True Rippers, they have been eliminated from the Season 2 of the Esports Club Gauntlet. The playoffs not being too kind to them. While they might have won the first map in a fairly dominant fashion, when it came to Breeze, Force 1, they edged them out on their defense. True Rippers, known for their defense, but Force 1 pull up even better.
Well, True Rippers, I am just absolutely astonished. To be honest, I felt as if with that big of a lead, they might just be able to get something done. But hey, let's take a look at the match highlights and figure out what exactly went wrong for the side of True Rippers, especially in that second half, where with that dominating of a lead, right? I mean, okay, I wouldn't call it dominating. It was a fair half, 7-5, but still, they had the lead. And we would expect them to do something with that lead in the second half. But it feels like that Force 1 Esports' defense was just a lot better. And True Rippers, they weren't paying much attention. Again, a similar story like the map of Ascent. Lack of information and not really a lot of sync, right? You would see the Sova when he's trying to get information or when he's trying to initiate something over towards the site. The duelists are just somewhere else. The support players are just somewhere else. Like, I don't know, True Rippers, things weren't looking that great for them.
Yep, they most certainly weren't. And True Rippers, I felt like the entire game, they were sort of just swimming against the tide, right? They lose the first pistol. A pistol they should have won, by the way. You know, on the back of Bones, what he managed to accomplish there, that double kill, that definitely looked like the side of TR had that one in the bag. But somehow, Force 1, I don't know what happened there. They just win that pistol.
Knight Rider happened, okay.
Yeah, Knight Rider happened, that is true. And yeah, they completely punished the side of True Rippers. I mean, you know, sure, True Rippers, they start to make a comeback, but it seems that those rounds really cost them. They had a very big lead on defense. You know, you were right. They were up like what, 7-3, 7-2, something like that. I mean, they had a real chance to, you know, make it an 8-4 or even a 9-3 half, but just seemed to fell short a little bit. And when you're so focused on that defense, you know, you go for that double sentinel lineup and you don't get that score, the pistol becomes a lot more important, right? If you lose the pistol, you could potentially lose the game. It could just be a snowball of death, as I like to say. So you really need to concentrate on that pistol round after that 7-5 half, and especially if you have double sentinel, and perhaps display a bit more patience if you're True Rippers, because it seemed that both teams were suffering from the same problems on offense. Force One, they too lacked patience. When everything stopped working, they were just like, guys, it's time to souk up Hail Rush B, and it seemed to work for them, so they kept doing it, but it still lacked refinement to an extent. The side of True Rippers was still able to win out a couple of those rounds and really make Force One. It wasn't until the second attempt that this B rush really ended up working out for them. And yeah, True Rippers, look at this, 7-2. They had a real opportunity here to make it 8-4, 9-3, even 10-2. That was also on the cards because the economy wasn't great on Force One. They, even if they won one round here, the loss bonus is completely gone, right? So if they lose this round, they're screwed again. And
I
they pretty
don't.
much have one round.
And also, one more thing that I noticed was, I don't know the obsession for Force One with the A side, where they could have actually made a difference on that attack. I feel as if hitting A again and again and again was just a little bit too much. Two Rippers knew what was coming,
Yeah.
and they were just getting ready every single time. Force One's attack was a lot readable, but so was Two Rippers'. So I can't blame either. Both of them really need a lot of sharpening on the map of Breeze. They really need to sharpen up what they are supposed to do, what situation, what time, when exactly they're supposed to make this push. Like you would notice, Force One Esports in this round, they had a 3-man setup towards mid. They
Yeah.
saw what Two Rippers were about to, come in with. Like the patience, the synchronization from the side of Force One looks 10 times better than True Rippers.
Yeah, sure does. And I think, like you mentioned, the thing for Force One is gonna be trying to work on those errors because they seem to just have shut their brain down a little bit and stop thinking towards the end of that attacking half there. They were just like, guys, nothing is working. Let's just rush B instead. Better teams will punish that so freaking hard. I mean, if the entire half you've been making your way A and then you try to rush B, it's just not gonna work against G and the likes of these top tier teams. They will punish you for it. And if Breeze is something you want to play in the future, then yeah, you got to work on those flaws. But I think knowing Force One, they might just ban out Breeze in the future because their Ascent is strong, their Haven. Some mistakes happen there. It's not the worst in the world, but they knew they made a few mistakes. It can be corrected. They do play split as well. I remember them letting it through yesterday. Not sure if it was the best of choices, but hey, that map is also in the arsenal. And yeah, I mean, I'm just really hoping that if they continue to play Breeze, they work on those mistakes. Otherwise, just ban this map out because you are going to get punished against better teams. I mean, you go up against someone like Valor or EXO. I don't think Valor actually plays Breeze, but I think other teams might. Your GE, your Velocity, I'm not even sure about EXO. I don't even know if EXO plays, but all these teams were in the upper bracket. If any of them ever pick Breeze against you, you're going to get punished for the way you played this map if you Force One.
Completely. And yeah, there we have the shiny scoreboard of ours on the screen. 13-9. Well, Force One Esports, just look at the stats. Knight Rider and Paradox head to head, very close. 21 kills on Knight Rider, 21 kills on Paradox. 16 kills on Master, 16 kills on Scar God, Rafa with 18, whereas One Tap God with 12. I feel as if the entirety of Force One Esports together as a unit, we're just looking a lot better. Now, I would say one thing, Floki. This is where the importance of an experienced coach or an analyst comes in as well, right? So if you consider the side of Team Force One Esports, they have players that have been playing tactical shooters from quite some time and have played against the best of the teams out there. They have played with some of the international players as well out there, and they have gained themselves quite a little bit of an experience out there. But in terms of these young bloods on the side of Two Rippers, this is exactly where a proper guidance, if not provided, turns out to be this demise where they have an amazing lead, but then they don't know what to do with it. In the second half, they are just completely outstruck as to what exactly is happening. They're like, wait, hold on a second. What is happening? Why are Force One just walking away with the win? What is happening? We have to analyze something, but then they don't really have the experience to do that, right? They still have a long way to go when it's time for them to be making these mid-round calls. But hey, we're going to be calling out for the brackets right now, and let's take a quick look at the brackets and see where exactly both of these teams have placed themselves. But I would say this: I'm really sad to see True Rippers just bidding goodbyes throughout the playoffs right now, because season 2 has been the story of the underdogs, and True Rippers, like, I would not say them as the underdogs, but they kind of are as well at the same
Yeah.
time, because
They have
they're
to prove
not.
themselves
Yeah,
really in the
they have to.
playoffs,
They
right?
still have a long way to go. They have to prove themselves. They have to win tournaments, and especially, what better than winning a season of Gauntlet than to
Yeah.
put your name out there on the global map.
Absolutely, and I also think it's one of those. It's one of those. I'm not sure how to name this. I'm gonna just call it a punk test, right? Now, when you're a top tier team, you're playing against these guys. You're not gonna respect them. You're not gonna give them the room they deserve. You're just gonna say, you know what? I'm gonna run out and make silly plays because we don't believe you're worth our actual strat book. And just getting to the grand finals of any tournament instantly elevates you to the point where you get respected by enemy teams. So even though the next time you face them, you're going to be respected by them, even if you lose, the experience you gain from losing to a team that respects you versus losing to a team that doesn't respect you is so different, right? When you lose to a global esports that is playing their strats, that is playing the game properly, that's trying to counter you, the all the lessons that you learn come in handy. Compare that to a global esports that's playing a Force One for the first time. They have no idea where they are. It's their first match in the group stages, and they don't even respect them. Force One lose, even if they lose by some close score line, it's not necessary that they learned anything about that game, because who knows, maybe SK Rossi is just pushing mid every round on Haven, or maybe he's just walking A main with the Marshall every single time. Sometimes he gets a pick, sometimes he dies. What did he learn from that game? Absolutely nothing. uh, and yeah, I mean, these sorts of things, they only improve when you start to reach the upper echelons, when you start to reach those lower bracket finals, those grand finals. And it's like True Reverse's journey, it's gonna come to a close over here because they're not gonna make it any further. First one though, they're gonna be making it further, the masters of the lower bracket, as we put it. They're gonna be going up against the winner of Enigma versus Global Esports, which is the next match, Assassin.
Yeah, that's right. I was about to say, you know what? We are close to reaching. It's the second game. We're just about, like, what, 40 minutes away from Enigma Gaming versus Global Esports. So please don't forget to tune in for that, ladies and gentlemen. Subscribe if you haven't done so already, and hit the bell notification icon to not miss the update when Enigma Gaming versus Global Esports go live at 8 p.m. IST. You guys are watching the LG Ultragear TC Gauntlet Season 2, powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon. If you enjoyed, don't forget to hit the like button, and also check out our sponsors using the link down in the description below. Me and Floki, we're going to take you leave for now. We're going to be seeing you guys at 8 p.m. So until then, goodbye, and see you guys at 8.